Welcome to the Lion Nation podcast, brought to you by SHN Sports. Tonight's commentators are Chuck Crazy, Mark Sickles, and Gary Gutierrez. It's game time.
Welcome everybody. Here with the Lions. We'll be taking on the Hendrickson Hawks at the field. I'm going to just call it the field tonight. I'm not going to add the P. I'm going to honor the silentness of the P here as we're in a town where every F sound is preceded by a silent P. Pflugerville, Texas, obviously. Lions looking for their first district and win on the season. The Hawks are 1-3 coming into tonight's game. We had a podcast earlier in the week at Guaco Taco. Next week is homecoming. I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. There is a homecoming parade on Monday. Make sure that you make your way out to Baghdad Road there on the parking lot side of the high school so that you can, and also along Osage there headed towards Lakeline so that you can cheer on the Lions as they get ready to take on Vista Ridge next week at home, of course, because it is homecoming. We're getting ready to get started here. Looks like the Hendrickson Hawk Choir is making its way out onto the middle part of the playing surface, and they're going to be, I assume, singing the national anthem, Gary.
Yeah, we'll have to
go down to the field. They have a good crowd mic here, so we'll let Rich take care of that, and we'll head down there. And take a break, and we'll get to kickoff here pretty quickly. Looks like we're only a couple minutes away. You're listening to Lion Football on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Yeah, we actually don't have a crowd mic, so we can't hear the anthem, but we'll get to view the national anthem being performed by the Hendrickson Hawk Choir, and we'll go on ahead and stand up in honor of Old Glory here.
You could always sing it, so we can.
That wouldn't be advisable. I wouldn't do the song justice, and so maybe I'll describe the action as if it were a game, and I don't really understand why a crowd mic wasn't installed here in the field. It is maybe the only drawback I've seen here in the few times we've been out here to broadcast.
Well, you get the P in front of the F or crowd mic. Budget cuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a crowd mic, but I'm partial to broadcasting, and so people around here are probably very partial to the silent P. So, and it has made Pflugerville very distinct. So it looks like the color guard is at midfield. It's a Marine ROTC. Don't know the unit number. And maybe we'll hear it. Sound like the mics are going to pick it up there. may have been faint there on the broadcast, but that was a pretty good rendition of the national anthem by the Hendrickson Hawk Choir. And, of course, the color guard will exit the field.
I always want to say play ball after I hear that. Probably
Well,
get sued if I did that.
Well, I'm sure someone has the copyright to that. But, it seems like 2 words just randomly thrown together shouldn't be copyrighted. But when you think of it in the context of before every Major League Baseball game for
What's America?
over 100 years. I know, exactly.
You can do that.
Well, of course. And so
America sport.
We still haven't had the coin toss yet. So color guard still exiting the field here. Of course, both teams remain at attention while the flag completely leaves the field.
Yeah, and we can see the captains already.
Who are they?
Looks like Xavier Dotson, Egglesey,
Then we also have
Dimitri. It'd be Dimitri Drayton, Ray Egglesey,
Eli Gaiman,
and Xavier
Dotson. For the Hawks, we have number 54, Jalen Phoenix. We have number 74. That's going to be Deontay Bowie. 75, Tyson Untz. And then also number 82, Cameron Fletcher Cantu. And so they will meet at midfield, and we'll get the coin toss. Looks like the video board's having to reboot.
Yeah.
That's just the time when you get one of those update messages, and you have to sit and wait for 8 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like they got it working, though.
Those 4 guys that we ran off, that we just read off, I should say, of the for the team captains are pretty much your leaders in all facets of their discipline.
The 3 phases of the game, they're all doing well. And so the Lions will be receiving, as Hendrickson won the toss and deferred. The Lions will also be receiving from the north end, right? This is north, correct?
Correct.
So sometimes stadiums occasionally are off a little bit, as Leander's used to be before they refinished it. And so I'm always cautious to say, north or south necessarily. But Hendrickson will line up to kick off here from the south end of the field, and we are just moments away from getting underway. The Lions return team on the sideline getting some last-minute coaching. We heard a little bit on the podcast about the strategy coming into this week, but you had to have been there because we had an equipment issue. One of our audio cables failed, and it didn't really go over the live broadcast. We uploaded it later. But even then, that portion of the podcast was still a little faint. So I'm not really worried about any of the secrets being turned over.
Yeah.
Plus, they're not very forthcoming sometimes when you start asking those detailed questions. And so how are we going to attack this defense? They're kind of a little vague. Well, we're going to try to run the ball, and we're going to try to pass the ball. We're going to try to block.
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
We're going to try to protect the football. We're going to try to possess it.
Going to try to win.
Right. Going to try to give the defense rest.
No secret. We're trying to win.
Well, and, the strategy can be very basic to winning football. The problem is the other team gets in the way of that strategy a lot of times. And so we'll see here as we get underway here momentarily. Kicking off for the Hawks is going to be number 28, Joshua. Well, check that. That's 29, Brandon Buchanan, senior right footer. He gets it down in the corner. It's going to go into the end zone where Egglesey will allow it to drop, and the Lions will have a touchback at the 25. And so we'll get to see the Lion offense here pretty quickly. We'll see what kind of attack they're going to rely on here early. Are they going to go with the same plays that they've been successful running, or are they going to try to implement some wrinkles here? We're going to find out.
Yeah, I would think, with last week being successful for them in terms of their play, not necessarily the outcome of the game, they may be able to work through that and get, add some more wrinkles coming into this game, and maybe through the rest of the season add a little bit more at a time.
1st and 10, Lander in the pistol, takes the snap, hands to Dotson on the right side behind the tackle there, and he carries it up over the 25 to the 28. He was brought down by a defensive back. That's going to be Brennan Dees on the tackle. So it's now 2nd down and 7. Landry looks to the sideline, has Dotson in the backfield. He's in that little shortened shotgun about 5 yards. Dotson is slightly behind him and a little bit to the side. Got 3 receivers at the top of the formation, the wide side. There's the snap. Landry fakes to Dotson, flips it in the flat. He didn't get it up high enough, and the receiver has to go down to catch it. And that is Parrott on the reception. He does catch it, but it's at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. And so it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, again, you got a little bit of wind down there on the field. That play is designed to be a fast pass out there, and kind of lobbed out there. Didn't really have a lot of motion. So something that we've seen a little bit, time to time against this wind.
Yeah, we've got a player down in the Lions huddle, so they're going to walk off the field on an injury break here.
Looks like that might be Carter. We'll get an opportunity here to see the Lions in a 3rd down situation here early. They, not that you always want those opportunities, but, when it presents itself, let's see what they do here in this situation. 2 weeks ago against Stony Point, they did not convert a 3rd down. So coming into the game with Cedar Ridge, it was important to see them convert some. And I don't have the exact stats because I didn't have enough time to prepare. I admit it. But they were about 50%, around half.
We do have those stats. We can get those out here in a little bit.
Excellent.
From last week.
Excellent. And so the Lions come out in huddle onto the field here. It's going to be 3rd and 7, ball marked at the 28-yard line. So they got 0 yardage on the pass to Parrott. They send Dotson out of the backfield in motion. They flip to the other side to Parrott. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Parrott gets around the 30, close to the line to gain. Looks like they're going to say he was out of bounds about a yard short, and we also have the flag to deal with here. Stone where typically it would be a hold. And, of course, had to have a new player come in. Chop block. So we had a high-low block occur, and they declined the penalty to make it 4th down from the 28. And so the Lions will likely bring out the punting unit here. It may have already had them on the field, although it doesn't looks like they have the offense out there. It looks like we're going to have a timeout. Or they're just taking their time. Well, they haven't started the play clock either, so there's some discussion going on.
Yeah, still haven't put the ball down on the field. Now they do.
Yeah, you have to.
Now they're going to step
Yeah,
it
because
off.
if you're going to decline the penalty, you have to accept the play, which puts the ball just a yard short of the 1st down at the 34, where it'll be 4th and 1. And the offense stays on the field, even though we're kind of in that iffy territory. Coach Price showing that he has a little confidence in the defense, who played pretty well last week, especially at times. And the Lions were able to put together some drives offensively as well. Landry takes the snap. They hand to Dotson straight ahead. He drives forward. He's not going to convert, and the Hawks will have the ball in Lion territory right around the 33-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, and Coach Price, he banked on Xavier Dotson, for good reason. He's been falling forward for 3 yards pretty much on every play in this season. So.
Yeah, but honestly, you got to get the blocks even with the talent of Xavier Dotson. If you don't get a push, and credit the Hendrickson Hawk defensive line, they were the team with the push, and they were able to stop him in the backfield and take over here 1st down. Quarterback in, takes the snap straight ahead, follows the running back. That's number 8 in the quarterback position for the Hawks, and that's Rayvon Morgan. And he gets a nice gain of about 9 yards to the 25, tackled by Drayton.
That was actually number 6. Looked like an 8,
Jammer.
number 6.
Jammer 6. So here we go, second down and 1.5 yards to go. Pistol formation for Morgan. He takes the snap, drops straight back, throws a deep pass over the middle to a wide open receiver, and that was intended for Jaden Williams, and the pass was a little bit tall. He was able to get one hand on it.
Yeah, number 6 is the quarterback.
I see.
Yeah,
okay. It's Moore is the quarterback because he's listed as a running back here on the roster.
Get it sorted out.
That's to trick you as an opponent. Well, Morgan's listed as a defensive back, so.
Yeah, like when they used to have the weights on the rosters.
Yeah. Yeah, they always said I weighed 225, which was not right. Pass in the flat, complete to 15, Joseph Bustamante, and he picks up a first down at the line 10. There are a bunch of flags getting thrown right now, right around the 10-yard line. And it looked like they were after the play, so there may have been some jawing going on. Let's see.
Yeah, based on what I saw, that's going against Hendrickson.
Well, the Lions could afford to have a few penalties go in their favor or breaks in general, as they've been a pretty hard luck team so far this season. And, you tend to believe that those are going to average out over a full season. But, statistics are a strange thing sometimes.
Yeah.
So it'll be a first down after the assessment of the penalty. Oh, no, it was going to be still third down. Well, no, they're going to give them a first down.
Yeah, they get the first down as a spot foul. So
because it was after the play,
Yeah.
went to the 10. They had already converted, so it was a dead ball foul.
dead ball foul.
First and 10. Clock winded. Isaiah Moore, the quarterback. In the backfield with him, Jaden Williams, number 2. Snap. Williams in the flat. They throw it behind him. He's able to get it with one hand. Makes a move at the 20. Carries it up to about the 18, where number 23 is on the stop, Caleb Reyes.
And Andrew Burt, number 24 as well, able to slow him down.
So it'll be second down and about 2 yards, 2.5. Looks like they moved it back to on the 18, so it's 3 yards to convert a first down here. Moore looks over the offense, takes the snap, fakes to the running back, throws it in the flat to a wide open receiver. That's number 16 or 18, I couldn't tell.
I believe it's 16.
That's James Hester with the reception inside the 5. He's tripped up by the defensive back, Ray Egglesey. It looks like they're going to mark it right at the 5. First and goal, Hawks. We're still scoreless here with 8:26 remaining in the first period. Quarterback gets the signal from the sidelines. He walks up and barks out the command to his offensive unit, takes a snap, keeps the ball, and finds a crease on the right side of the defense and is in for a score for Hendrickson. Is now 6-0 with 8:11 remaining. We'll have a point after touchdown coming up, and we'll see how the Lions respond here to a moderately early score by the Hawks. Lions kind of gave them the field position by going for it on fourth down on their 28. They were able to kind of hold them a little bit, but the Hawks able to get a couple of big plays when they were needed, and were able to push the ball across the goal line. Here comes the kick for the attempted point after touchdown, coming from number 29, Brandon Buchanan. And it's good. It's 7-0. We'll take a quick break here and be back for Leander Lions football. Stay tuned.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to recognize the following Lion faithful for their generosity this season. At the red level, Dan and Rachel Bumgart, Daniel and Kat Dupre, Dave and Tracy Nordstrom, and David and Robin Tillman. At the white level, Lucy Belcher. And at the lion level, Brian and Jessica Campbell, the Shoto fam. John and Denise Christensen, Louie and Ray Egglesey, Russ and Kathy Gaiman, Jason and Gina Gordon, Katie and Justin Hannon, Rich and Patricia Hensley, Kyle and Maria Kennedy, Earl and Janice Lott, Gary and Ann McDaniel, Mike and Sandy Slater, Roger and Laura Smith, and Darren and Jessica Webster. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring Leander Lions football this season. And go Lions! And go Lions!
Welcome back to the field here in Pflugerville, Texas, where your Lions trail the Hawks here with 8:11 remaining in the first period at 7-0. Out to kick off after the Hawk touchdown is Brandon Buchanan, senior right footer. And to kick back deep to receive for the Lions, we have Xavier Dotson, and it appears to be Ray Egglesey over there on the other side. And they're going to kick it to that direction. It's going to go over Egglesey's head and out of the back of the end zone. And so the Lions will have it 1st and 10 again here at the 25. They started there in their first drive, and they had 4 plays. They were unable to convert a first down. Did not punt there on that 4th down. Tried to rely on the offensive line and Dotson. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. There was a line injury, player 2 just prior to that. Maybe should have probably ran to the other side on that play. But nevertheless, they give the ball up on the Lions side of the field and a touchdown after about 2.5-minute drive. Lions with the ball now. Landry takes the snap, hands off to Dotson straight ahead. He carries it to the 26 for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, some may look at that first drive going forward on 4th and short. What are you doing?
No, you got to generate some excitement.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But it's when it works out, it's a great call. But when it doesn't, you're always going to get a little bit of question.
And that's the game these days too. They take a lot more calculated risk than they did in our day for sure. We never went forward on 4th and 1 unless it was a dire situation.
Landry takes the snap, fakes to Dotson. As he's getting sacked, he throws the ball towards Keon Leonard on this home sideline, and it's incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. That'll stop the clock with 7:28. Maybe an ill-advised pass. Maybe he was trying to get that even out of bounds because it was too high and really inside for Leonard to get to it.
Yeah, you get
they got a fancy down box here at the field. I was just noticing it's LED. So I guess you got to check the batteries before you go out.
Yep.
So the Lions here with a second 3rd down opportunity. Landry in his shotgun takes the snap, and they pitch it to Dotson coming on the end around. He cuts up at the 30 and gets close to the yardage needed to gain. Again, he's a yard short, and Coach Price has a decision here. Another 4th and 1 really on his side of the field.
Yeah, as he brings in Gaiman.
Yeah, he's going to bring in the punting unit this time. And so the Lions will punt it away. Eli Gaiman in to punt. I saw Eli at the Southwestern University versus Louisiana College game. He was standing on the sidelines. He's being recruited by Southwestern. And so he was there to see the team pull off a win there in Division III.
He's a good kid. He'd make a good fit there.
And he gets a decent kickoff. It hits the 30 and rolls. One of the Hawk players picks it up.
And a flag.
Yeah, a late flag, and the ball's going to be at the 31. I'm not sure what the flag could be.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and hit some scores real quick while we're waiting on this.
Yeah, what we have here, we have Stony Point playing Cedar Ridge tonight, and Stony Point's ahead 7-0 in the first. We also have Westwood against Round Rock, and Round Rock's jumped out to a 15-0 lead in the first quarter. We also have the talked-about game tonight between the 2 undefeated teams, Vandergrift and Vista Ridge, and Vandergrift is up 3-0 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's should be a pretty good game, going into the season. Vista Ridge got zero respect from any and every publication, and they've done nothing but prove people wrong. So there was a personal foul on Leander after the play, and that's going to move the line of scrimmage up to midfield, and the Lions having a little problem with the penalties early in this season, especially those that can hurt you. Quarterback takes the snap, hands off to the running back on the right side. He breaks a tackle at the 48, carries up right near the 40. They're going to mark him at the 41, so gain of 9 yards. And that running back was Jaden Williams, and a pretty good gain there on first down.
Yeah, and that was Egglesey and Andrew Burden on that tackle.
Morgan takes the snap, and they hand it to the running back straight ahead. This time, Josiah Demps, and he picks up the first down at the 36.
Egglesey coming in and making the tackle on that one as well.
Yeah, you want your safeties to be sure tacklers, and Ray Egglesey is, but you'd like for them to make less tackles. You want those front seven to make a lot of those tackles. And so 1st and 10, Hawks take the snap, drop back straight. There's a pass complete on the left seam. Looks like that's going to be completed to Dior Bradfield for a first down.
Yeah, and that was covered by Andrew Burt, who wrapped him up as soon as he caught the ball.
And so Bradfield there in the slot for the Hawks. You got 2 receivers on either side of the formation. In the backfield with Morgan is Josiah Demps. There's a snap. They fake to Demps, and Morgan pulls it and goes to the right side of the formation. He's tackled by Evan Smith, but not until after he carries it for about 8 yards to the 11. You'd like for that tackle to be a little bit further upfield. He's about 3 yards from converting a first down here, and they're already in formation playing a little tempo ball. Isaiah Moore along in the backfield with him is Demps. He takes the snap, fakes to Demps, flips it to Bradfield in the flat, and Bradfield's only running about 5'8", so that pass was probably too tall for even, Dalton King from a few years ago. So you have to get up in the air to get that one. And so it's going to be now 3rd and 3. Clock stops with 4:49. The Hawks in their second possession are in the line red zone for the second time. And you need a good defensive play here and try to force the Hawks into a field goal attempt. 3rd down and about 3. Morgan takes the snap. They hand to Demp straight ahead, and he's able to ooch forward enough for the first down. They're going to mark him all the way down to the 11, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks as they continue to march down the field. And the Lions making the tackles they need to get in that hole a little bit quicker and make that tackle a little bit further upfield, giving up a little bit too much on the run plays. 1st down and 10. They can get a first down at the 1. 4:25 left. Morgan takes a snap. Hands off to the –
that tackle.
So Morgan – or Moore. I still want to call him Morgan. I've been still doing it even though you corrected me. Moore. The quarterback. It's close to Morgan. In a pistol formation. Demps behind him. Bradfield in motion. There's the snap. He fakes to Bradfield. Hits a slant, and it's incomplete off the receiver's hands. And then really it looked like it was through Andrew Burt's hands as well. Looks like it was intended for James Hester. And so it's going to bring up 4th down. We'll see what the Hawks decide to do here. Looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit as in to attempt the kick is going to obviously Brandon Buchanan.
Yeah, Chuck, you were talking about Moore and Morgan. Numbers look very close on the jerseys. It's hard to tell them apart, but I know Morgan just from one of my sons playing baseball with him, and he's about 6'4", so different size out there. So that's how I was able to notice the difference.
Well, the field goal's good there for the Hawks as Buchanan tacks on another 3, and the Lions limit the damage at the end of that drive to just the 3-point field goal. And we'll take a break and be right back for Rich Hensley, Gary Gutierrez, Mark Sickles, Mickey Holden. We'll be right back. Thank you goes out from the Leander Lions Football Booster Club to our 2 great platinum sponsors for their support of Leander Lions football this season. First, 9 Round Fitness, located at 2906 South Baghdad Road, right across the street from Leander High School. Call 9 Round at 512-843-3925. 9 Round, where your first 30-minute full-body workout is free. Look for them on Facebook. That's 9 Round. And Good Flow Plumbing. Call them at 512-501-2051 or find them online at goodflowplumbing.com. Good Flow Plumbing, backed by more than 50 years of industry experience in Austin, Good Flow Plumbing provides honest, knowledgeable plumbing service. The kind of service you can trust. Good Flow Plumbing, license M-37868. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back, where the Lions are ready to receive their third kickoff of the first quarter. Scores 10-0 Hawks. Buchanan toe to leather, and it's going to be a returnable kick dropped by Egglesey and scooped up at the 5, and he's got an open lane. He's right up the right seam. It's just got to beat the kicker. He gets to the outside. The kicker makes a great play and gets Egglesey slung down at the 31, saving a Lion touchdown, but it is a spark that the Lions can use to build on, Gary.
Yeah, great job by Egglesey to use his vision to find that hole, and, you know, you got to give up to the special teams just to keep moving power forward, and that's what they did to open up that hole for him. So great job by the special teams.
Yeah, that's a big play. The Lions need some kind of motivator, a little bit of a little push of adrenaline, you know, to get that sideline fired up, and you saw them celebrating. And so they'll come out offensively. Hopefully they were not too excitable to where they get a maybe.
They're going to bring some tempo here and try to take advantage.
So the running back is Dotson, and Landry will take a timeout as the Hawks do some kind of shift.
Kill the tempo.
And so we'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to Lion Football on SHN Sports. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Booster Club wants to thank the following local businesses for their support of Leander Lions football this season. At the bronze level, Buttercup Dental, 512-335-8121. HEB Plus at 651 North U.S. Highway 183 in Leander. Tillman Physical Therapy at 512-331-6200. Bill Miller's Barbecue at 1651 West Whitestone Boulevard. And Pendleton Orthodontics at 512-355-7727. At the silver level, Wingstop, located at 401 West Whitestone Boulevard in Cedar Park. Order online at wingstop.com. Thanks again. Welcome back to the field. Here's the Lions come out of timeout, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of the Hendrickson Hawks, down 10-0 with 3:04 remaining in the first period. Garrett Landry, the quarterback, in a shotgun formation. Just to his left is Xavier Dotson, the senior running back. He has the tight end to the right of the formation, 3 receivers on the left. They hand to Dotson straight ahead behind the offensive line, and they're unable to get much of a push there. And so Dotson stopped for no gain on first down. And so it's now 2nd down and 10. Again, the ball remaining at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, you got to get this ball spread out. They're obviously biting on Dotson coming up the middle, so you'd like to spread this ball out a little bit and give them a little breathing room, get these guys out of the box.
Well, Dotson is a definite weapon with some pretty gaudy stats with the ball. Landry flips it in the flat to Loof, who lowers his shoulder and carries over the 30 to the 27-yard line, gain of about 5. And so it will be 3rd down and 5 for the Lions. And you're kind of in game and field goal range, but you want a touchdown here after the big kick return. Lions up in formation quickly. You know, the Hawks got a pretty good-sized defensive line. They've been able to limit the Lions' rushing attack. Landry barks out the play to his offense, has Dotson in the backfield, takes the snap, drops back, has to roll to his right and flips it out deep, intended for Leonard, and it could have been intercepted, but incomplete regardless. Leonard was out there, passed a little bit high there defensively for Hendrickson, Joshua Alvarado. And so it will be 4th down and 5, ball at the 27. And it looks like Eli Gaiman is going to come out, and the Lions are going to try to break this goose egg off the board. And we'll see if they can ensure some production out of that Egglesey kick return.
Yeah, looks like the wind's died just a little bit.
So we are looking at a 45-yard field goal. Foot into it, and it is good. Oh, what? They're saying it was no good.
Yeah, it looks like it fell to the left of that just a little bit.
It had the distance, and it had just enough height, but I guess it was to the outside of the upright. So that is a missed field goal to end the Lions' 3rd drive here, and they remain scoreless. And they got to find an answer to this Hawk offense. It looks like the Hawks are going to bring in a new quarterback, Xavier Lucio. He's a junior. And, we knew they had two quarterbacks that they alternated in and out. Lucio probably not playing center on the Hawks basketball team. Does hand the ball off to Brennan Dees, the end around jet sweep, and it looks like we may have an injury down there. Gain of 3 on the play. It's going to make it 2nd and 7 with 1:33. Ball at the 30. Lucio in a shotgun formation. He has Demps, the tailback, and they fake to Demps and flip it in the flat to Bradfield. He gets a block and is on the sideline and carrying past midfield to about the 32-yard line. There defensively for the Lions, Joseph Choto and Jacob Benugli.
Yeah, and that was all receivers right there doing their job for Hendrickson, getting those blocks to allow that play to have some yak.
So Lucio takes the snap, and they hand to Demps straight ahead, and he's able to pick up about 5 yards off a left guard. Major Maiden getting up off the bottom there. Looks like he might have cut him down as he was coming through the hole. And so it's now 2nd and 5 for the Hawks. Hawks wearing navy blue pants, navy blue jerseys with silver helmets and silver numbers. Lucio takes the snap. Nope, they got a new quarterback in, and it's Jaden Williams in a wildcat formation, and he's able to carry it for a touchdown off the left side. It is now 16-0 point after touchdown attempt coming up here shortly.
Yeah, right now you can kind of see the effects of that 3-3-5 version of the, 3-3 stack, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of has a lot of holes in it right now. Not able to capitalize on these shifty runners, and
they're going to have to make some kind of adjustment because they have not stopped the Hawks to this point. And the Hawks have had 3 drives, and they've had a field goal and two touchdowns.
Yeah, before we go to break, let me catch everyone up on some scores. Stony Point is still leading Cedar Ridge 7-0. They're in the second quarter. Round Rock is taking it to Westwood, leading 29-0. 2:50 left in the first quarter. And Vandergrift is up 10-0 with 22 seconds left over Vista in the first quarter.
So there's 42 seconds remaining here in the period. We'll go on ahead and stay here on the field at least until the quarter switches. We'll go and break at that point. But the Hawks will come out and they'll kick off to the lines. Buchanan to kick for Hendrickson and back deep for Leander. Looks like it's going to be Xavier Dotson. And, of course, Ray Egglesey had a big return, one of 68 yards the last time. He had a little trouble with the catching it, but once he scooped it up, he was able to find a crease and go.
Yeah, that's a really big offensive series for Leander, trailing 17-0. The defense is going to be gassed out there if they can't move the ball and control it for a little time and get some points on the board.
And so Buchanan waiting on the whistle. Looks like he has it. He's able to put his foot into it. It's going to go to Egglesey into the end zone, and he's going to let it roll out of the back of the end zone there for a touchback, and the Lions will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line here to really finish the first period and get into the second period. You would like to see them establish a little continuity offensively with the run, with the pass. They're having a little bit of it looks like some kids are on different pages here and there, and then they just the offensive line looks like the senior Matai Carter is back out, so that injury must have been minor, or he's super tough. And they hand to Dotson going to the right side, and he's able to maybe have his longest gain here of 3 yards, maybe 3.5 to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned continuity, and that's something that this team really hasn't found, game to game yet. So, they had a great, from what we witnessed, they had a great game last week. A lot of continuity, they came out really sharp and crisp on both sides of the ball. Here, you're just not seeing the urgency from all the players, at this point. So, really need to step it up and give 100% this, the rest of this half and see if you can make some damage. Right now, they're just looking to pick up their first down of the game, which they've yet to do thus far.
And there is a timeout on the field, and it's going to – is that we ran the clock down. That's the end of the quarter, so we'll take that break.
Imagine how that works.
We'll be right back. Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to recognize the following Lion faithful for their generosity this season. At the red level, Dan and Rachel Bumgartner, Daniel and Kat Dupre, Dave and Tracy Nordstrom, and David and Robin Tillman. At the white level, Lucy Belger. And at the lion level, Brian and Jessica Campbell, the Shoto family, John and Denise Christensen, Louie and Ray Egglesey, Russ and Kathy Gaiman, Jason and Gina Gordon, Katie and Justin Hanner, Rich and Patricia Hensley, Kyle and Maria Kennedy, Earl and Janice Lott, Gary and Ann McDaniel, Mike and Sandy Slater, Roger and Laura Smith, and Darren and Jessica Webster. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring Leander Lions football this season. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field here as the Lions come out from the sidelines here. Now back to the south here at the field. The quarterback, it looks like it may be Parrott, but I couldn't see his number. It is Landry. Takes the snap, flips it in the flat to the receiver who's able to, and that was Parrott on the reception. He's able to pick up the Lions' first down of the evening.
Well, no, there's a bad spot there. That just explains what I'm talking about right there. You have the opportunity to pick up that first down with that little extra effort, and he decides to step out of bounds, and that's something that as the leader on the offense, you got to be talking to those guys.
But it looked to me like
that's a bad spot.
That's just a poor spot. Dotson in the wild lion takes the snap off the right side and fights his way forward. Gets a poor spot again from that side judge as he gets really close to the yardage to need, but they're saying he got no gain.
Huge decision for Price
so
right
it's
here.
Fourth down again as the Lions need to get the 35. They, again, still haven't got that first down. They got robbed out of it.
They're going to bring Gaiman out.
In this announcer's opinion, but Gaiman in a shotgun or punt formation back deep to receive that punt is Jaden Williams, number 2 for the Hawks. And we'll see if they try to kick it away from him, as Williams showed quite a bit of speed on his touchdown run earlier. And the snap goes over Gaiman's head. He gets his foot into it, but it looks like it was tipped. It takes a line roll from the midfield to about the 35. So despite all the craziness of that punt, it was not that bad of a punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's a shame because I believe they definitely got a bad spot on that drive right there that didn't allow them to pick up that first down, which they still don't have. Going back to these first quarter stats, Hendrickson already has 156 yards to Leander Lions, I'm going to say around 35. And just need to get something going on offense. That's key right now. This defense is going to be on the field all night if they don't get anything going.
Moore back in at quarterback, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws deep down the right sideline, and it's complete to Williams at the 40. He had to get down low and pick it up off the turf, which caused him to roll and therefore be down. Otherwise, he'd be crossing the goal line right about now. So 1st and 10 for Hendrickson. They have the ball in Lion territory now at the 42-yard line. Moore takes a snap, flushed out of the pocket by Drayton, gets it complete in the flat to Lucio. Lucio carries it to about the 34. He's a little shy of the first down. Williams there on the stop along with Major Maiden. So it'll be now 2nd down and about 2. getting some home spots there on their side of the ledger. Moore in a shotgun. Demps, the running back. Moore they take the snap, hand to Demps. He picks up enough for the first down. He stopped right at the line of gain by Evan Smith and Major Maiden. Burt also there, but again, he got enough for the first down as it's now 1st and 10 from the line 31. 17-0, Hawks ahead of the Lions here. Moore gets the signal in from the sideline. He barks out his cadence, takes the snap, drops straight back. Pressure, Moore up in the pocket, throws it down the left seam and had a receiver for a second. Jammer with good coverage there. A little bit too tall for Hardiman to make a play on it, and it falls incomplete now. 2nd down and 10. The clock will stop here with 9:57 remaining in the half. And the Lion defense has got to come up with some kind of answer here. You can't give up a touchdown. You got to at least force another field goal attempt. And here it's borderline whether or not they would even attempt it. The Lions attempted one of 46 yards and just missed it. So Moore in a shotgun. Demps in the backfield with him. He has 2 receivers, top of the formation, 2 at the bottom. In motion is Williams. Moore takes the snap and flips it to Williams. He carries it from the flat up over the 25, real close to a first down. They're going to give him the first down at the 21. Stopped defensively by, looks like that might be Jammer out there on that side.
Yeah, that's who it is over there on the right corner.
And so it is now 1st and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Moore gives the play call to his offensive line. He's in a pistol formation with Demps behind him. Takes the snap and they hand to Demps. Demps is cut down after a minimal gain by Evan Smith, and they're going to give him 2 yards as Smith giving up a little bit of weight to Demps. He goes down low and chops that big tree down. It's going to be 2nd and 8. They're inside the red zone now again, though, here. Pistol formation again for Moore. Demps, the running back. They fake to Demps, flip it in the flat to Lucio. He puts a move on Drayton and another player, and he's able to get inside the 5, and he's pushed out right at the 3. Looks like that was Andrew Burt there defensively.
Yeah, and you see Drayton there on that play, and it just that breakdown that needed to be there. At most you're trying to slow down the receiver to get some help,
right?
And push them back to the inside so that you have guys coming in and helping you out there.
Moore takes the snap and hands to Demps, and he's cut down in the backfield. And there's a late flag.
Looks like that's a.
Looks like Maiden on the stop. Also there, looks like it was Nana. And so let's see what the call is. Personal foul against the Hawks, and they're not doing themselves any favors, but with a 17-point lead, it's less painful to your cause when you commit a personal foul penalty, although now it's going to be a lot tougher for them to score a touchdown. It's going to be 1st and goal, but not from the 3. Instead, it's going to be from the 18.
Well,
and there's another flag as the sideline is going to get a call, it looks like here, the Hendrickson sideline. And that may put them out of field goal range because that is an additional dead ball foul, and it is going to go against the Hawks. And the Lions are not going to turn down any gifts as they've been very generous themselves throughout this early part of the season. And so as we progress into the middle part of the season, some of those are got to go your way at some point. So now it's 1st and goal from the 33-yard line. And it does look like the box says 2nd, but maybe it is 2nd. The board says 1st, but it also only says 18 to go. Moore takes the snap, fakes to the jet sweep receiver, hits a guy on the slant. He may take it in. Stopped right at the 2. And there defensively, the reception was Hester. they're saving a touchdown. Did you get that number?
Yeah, it was
Gary?
number 9.
Yeah, Bryce Allen.
Bryce Allen. And so Hendrickson quickly up to the line of scrimmage as it's 2nd and goal from the 2. They hand off to Demps, and he dives in a la Walter Payton. And we get a quick signal over here. It looked like he was a little short to me based on where he leapt from and how he fell. But the line judge over here gives the signal for the touchdown, and Demps has his first score of the night. And we will have the point after attempt here. We'll take a quick break. Buchanan gets his foot into it, and it is now a 24-0 lead for the Hawks. For Mickey Holden, Jared Miser, Gary Gutierrez. It's Jared Schmeiser, Gary Gutierrez, Mark Sickles, and Rich Hensley. Will be right back. A big thank you goes out from the Leander Lions Football Booster Club to our 2 great platinum sponsors for their support of Leander Lions football this season. First, 9 Round Fitness, located at 2906 South Baghdad Road, right across the street from Leander High School. Call 9 Round at 512-843-3925. 9 Round, where your first 30-minute full-body workout is free. Look for them on Facebook. That's 9 Round. And Good Flow Plumbing. Call them at 512-501-2051 or find them online at goodflowplumbing.com. Good Flow Plumbing, backed by more than 50 years of industry experience in Austin, Good Flow Plumbing provides honest, knowledgeable plumbing service. The kind of service you can trust. Good Flow Plumbing, license M-37868. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field. The Lions ready to receive. This will be their 5th kickoff that they've received here in the first half, as they received the opening one, and the Hawks have had 4 scoring drives in their 4 possessions. Lions down 24-0. They need some kind of spark. Almost had one from Eggleston. And we have a squib kick from Buchanan, and it bounces off the up back Parrott, and he's able to scoop it up and carries it up the right seam near the 30. They're going to mark him at the 29. And, of course, the line judge on the line side of the field seems to always mark it a little bit short. But I guess he's closer to the action, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. 1st and 10 for Leander, and still seeking their first down. I don't think Coach Price and Coach Thomason in the offense really thought that they would have to struggle this much to get a first down against this Hendrickson defense. Hendrickson showing some improvement in their play defensively here tonight. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Landry empties the backfield, drops straight back, flips it to Dotson in the flat. He carries over the 30, is tripped up and stumbles to the 34. There defensively for Hendrickson is Joshua Alvarado. So the Lions gain 5 on first down. They have 2nd and 5 here. You like your odds here. Good. 2nd and 5, you can convert a first down here.
Yeah, and
you got to get that defense rest.
Yeah, and you've got to, there's a lot of weapons on this offensive side of the ball for Leander, and you'd like to see them start utilizing some of their players a little bit more. And
Landry takes the snap, hands Dotson straight ahead, and he picks up 3. And so we're going to have a 3rd and 2 from the 37 of the Lions with 7:22 and counting in the half. We'll see if the Lions, sometimes it's baby steps, right? Coach Price comes in, he's trying to build a program. Sometimes, you have moments where you're behind. You certainly aren't giving up, but, you just want to win a play here and then build on that. Landry in shotgun formation, takes the snap, drops back, fakes to Dotson, and has a receiver open down the right sideline, and it is Keon Leonard with the reception. And the Lions have a first down, and it is in Hendrickson Hawk territory all the way to the 39. How about that?
Yeah, it was a good focus there by Leonard to be able to come down with that pass and bounce.
That was about a 25-yard completion to Keon Leonard.
Well, there you go. They got their first down. Now let's see if we can get another one.
Shotgun formation. Landry's still the quarterback. Dotson the running back. He hands to Dotson after taking the snap. Dotson behind left guard carries for a gain of about 2. there defensively for the Hawks.
Yeah, and right now you got to have your
going to be
team.
44, I guess. Cavazos.
Yeah, you got to be able to control the emotion on this offense right now, not buy into the shenanigans that's been going on down there.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt yourself here.
Just make some forward progress. And
so we got 2nd and 9 here. Landry in a pistol formation. Dotson behind him. The receiver wasn't set, and the Lions are going to have an illegal motion penalty thrown right at the snap. Problem with illegal motion is it's not a dead ball foul, and you lose that play. So they're going to drop back 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down, I believe. It's been a while since I studied the ref rules.
While we're sorting that out, let me give you an update on some scores. Cedar Ridge has now come back, and they've taken the lead 15-14 over Stony Point. Round Rock is up 29-7 over Westwood, and it is now 17-0 Vandergrift over Vista Ridge.
Looks like they declined the penalty and took the down. So I guess the down would not have come with the motion. And so the Lions have 3rd and 9 here, trying to convert their second first down here of the evening. And they're spending a little bit of time in the huddle. The play clock down to 10 seconds. They snap or break the huddle, rather, and get in formation fairly quickly. 4 seconds on the play clock. Landry takes the snap, rolls to his left, has Loof open. He buries his head and dives towards the first down yards. They're going to give him shy of the 30, and he needed the 30. They're going to put him at the 31, maybe 30 and a half, and it's 4th and 1 for the Lions here. And so obviously you're going to go for it here.
Good opportunity to put Loof in under center here.
Well, he comes running off the field, and they bring in looks like that might have been Drayton. I couldn't tell. It was Dimitri Drayton comes in to replace Willie Loof. And so shotgun formation, Landry with Dotson. They only need the 1 yard. They've got Dimitri Drayton in a wing formation, 2 receivers on either side, and the Lions are going to have to call timeout because of the play clock. And they do. And so you want to continue with the scores, Mark? Or
that's all we have right now. I can try and find some other local scores as you guys
got some stats
keep
available
talking.
for us, Jared. But right now the Lions on the sideline meeting, trying to decide what to do here on 4th and 1. They, ideal would be to keep this drive alive and keep the Hawk offense, which has been hitting on at least most cylinders, if not all. So we got an update.
Yeah, we got a couple other scores just around the area as
Looks
well.
like they're coming back out now.
Manor is up on Pflugerville, 14-10. We have La Vega up 20-7 over Midlothian, and we also have. Let's go back into the play.
And so we're going to have a shotgun formation. Dotson in the wild line. They snap. He goes to the right side. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. He gains about 2.5 to the 28. And so the Lions keep the drive alive, and the clock starts ticking again as they set the chains with 6 minutes. And looks like some wholesale changes come with the offenses. Coming off the field are some defensive players that came out for the offensive play there. We saw Major Maiden and Evan Smith, a couple of linebackers on that previous play. So we have a shotgun formation for Landry here. It's 1st and 10 at the Hawk 28. He takes the snap, hands to the running back. Dotson straight ahead behind center, and he gains about 2 yards to the 26.
Yeah, and he's just now finding some rhythm, Dotson. You're starting to see those 3 yards I was talking about. He's been able to pick up when he touches the ball. And Landry right now doing a pretty good job, passing wise. He's sitting at 70% right now on his passes. So he's, they got to learn to spread that ball a little bit more and get it out to the receivers.
2nd and 8 here. Landry in shotgun. He empties the backfield, drops straight back, hits the slant receiver, Parrott. He's going to be tackled shy of the yardage needed for a first down, but he gets down to the 21. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for Leander, and they continue to march here with 4:40 and counting here in the first half, and you'd like to see them get a touchdown here to cap this drive. Landry in a shotgun formation. The running back is Dotson. He has a tight end to the left side of the formation and 3 receivers to the wide side. Landry barks out his cadence, takes the snap. It's batted down by the defensive lineman, and that's Gabriel Hunter, who's able to get up and bat it down. And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Lions. And they have a decision here. Do you want to give Gaiman another shot at breaking up the goose egg? And it looks like that's what they're going to do is they bring Eli Gaiman in. This will be a 38-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, and he's got the win with him, working with him this time. So let's see if he can get this in there. We know he's got plenty of leg to do it.
Just missed a 46-yarder that had the distance. There's the snap, hold. The kick is up. And Gaiman is what?
We just have the worst vision out of this glass because
was it short?
And
No,
now
I
it
think
was
it was
right.
off to the right.
It was right.
Wow.
Plenty of leg. Gaiman had plenty of leg on that.
Just pushed it a little bit. Lions
He
missed the second field goal.
he's been pretty good otherwise, but this field has kind of legged him. I don't know. I tried that.
Well, the Hawks come out offensively here, 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. And so we'll see what they can do with the ball here. Quarterback is going to be number 11 this time. He's going to get an interference call against the Lions there. That's Lucio's pass intended for, looks like that's Jaden Williams.
That looked like pretty good coverage.
Actually, that was
as he was going down the
Hardiman.
field, running step for step with him, and they called interference, but it looked like pretty good coverage.
Yeah, it looks like he may have grabbed him just a little bit. Just
Hardiman
so
had
slightly.
a step on him, so he didn't want to get beat, and they're going to call it against the Lions, and that'll move the line of scrimmage to the 36-yard line of Hendrickson.
The players thought it was NFL rules.
Right. Well, of course, they probably watch more NFL than just about anything
And in this
else.
situation, high school, college, you go ahead, take the penalty. You only get 5 yards. That's better than 40.
It's an automatic first down, though. So Lucio in a shotgun formation has the running back Demps, and they faked it Demps, and they're going to run an option look going the other way, and the line defender misses a tackle of the pitch man, and he's able to carry it past midfield to the 49. I didn't get a number on that running back, but he was tackled by Ray Egglesey.
That was number 5, Nathaniel Davenport.
Yeah, and Ray did a good job there. He had a good angle, and then he was able to break down enough to kind of slow that vision down a little bit, enough to make the tackle. Great job by Ray.
So we have a 1st and 10 for the Hawks here, 3:42 and counting in the first half. They're up big on the lines. Demps, the running back, with Lucio. We have a flag. It's going to be a false start, likely, but let's see what the
like
call
that might
is.
have been on the
On us.
Hendrickson
Oh.
receiver.
It is a false start. I thought for a second they were going to call it on us. So they'll march them back 5 yards. It's back in Hendrickson territory now at the 47, 1st and 15 with 3:30 and counting. Lucio shotgun formation, the running back Demps. He has 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Takes the snap, drops straight back 1 step, and fires it to the visitor's side there on the sideline, complete to Williams.
Yeah, jammer on the tackle. Quick tackle, come up, make that. Good job.
Yeah, he kept the gain down to about 5, and so it's second. Well, I guess we kept it to 7, 8, because it's 2nd and 7. So they gave him 8 yards, I guess, because it was 1st and 15. Ball now at the line 45. Lucio out of the game now. Moore back in. He takes a snap running to the left. No, it is the Wildcat formation with Williams, and the Lions were ready for Williams that time as he runs to his right to pick up about 4 or 5 yards, but there to stop him, Evan Smith and Jake Benugli. And so it's 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Ball at the 41 of Leander. The Hawks need the 38 of the Lions.
Yeah, I think of all teams that they've played thus far, the Hendrickson across the board has just showed a lot of speed. I think more so than they've seen from the past teams. There's been a player or two here or there that's had that.
Lucio takes the snap, fakes to Dimps, gets some pressure from a line there in the middle. I didn't get his name, but it looks like it's going to be Brandon Hansen getting a little defense, and there's a penalty flag down, and, of course, Lucio throws it out of bounds, out of play, almost out of the stadium. So it's going to be a third down, but let's see what the call is. They're looking to the sideline to see if they want to accept the penalty, so looks like it may be against the Hawks, likely a hold. And you probably want to push them back here, but we'll see. It's borderline, but they'll likely go for it on fourth down, so I'd push them back.
Yeah, I think you got to make them earn it.
Illegal man downfield. So they are going to move them back the 5 yards. It'll stay third down. And so now the line of scrimmage, the Lion 46-yard line. So in at quarterback now, and it looks like they're alternating them by play, is Lucio along with Dimps, the running back. And Dimps looks like the much older brother of the quarterback Lucio out there in a comparison of size. Lucio playing pretty well, though. Takes the snap, drops straight back, fires it over the middle, and hits Dior Bradfield, and he'll be tackled right around the 23-yard line and get a first down for the Hawks.
Drayton on the tackle.
And so Hendrickson quickly back up to the line of scrimmage, trying a little tempo. They have three receivers, top of the formation. Lucio takes the snap. He's got the one receiver, Williams, down here in the corner, and he's able to make a play on the ball. And there's a signal for a touchdown. And so Williams on the touchdown pass from Lucio of 23 yards, and the Lions down 30. So we got a point after touchdown coming up. And we'll take a quick break here. There's 1:41 remaining here in the first half. Lucio, the holder here for Buchanan, on the point after attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up. Oh, that one's good, but not ours. And it's now 31-0, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Lion Football on SHN Sports. The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to thank the following local businesses for their support of Leander Lions football this season. At the bronze level, Buttercup Dental, 512-335-8121. HEB Plus at 651 North U.S. Highway 183 in Leander. Tillman Physical Therapy at 512-331-6200. Bill Miller's Barbecue at 1651 West Whitestone Boulevard. And Pendleton Orthodontics at 512-355-7727. At the silver level, Wingstop, located at 401 West Whitestone Boulevard in Cedar Park. Order online at wingstop.com. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field as the Lions prepare to receive a kickoff here with 1:41 remaining in the first half. Buchanan will be doing the honors for the Hawks. Back deep to receive for the Lions, we have Ray Egglesey and Xavier Dotson, a junior and a junior safety and a senior running back. He plays a little bit of cornerback too, defensively from time to time, does Dotson. And it's Parrott fielding the ball. The squib kick at about the 15, cuts across the field over the 20 to about the 22, and he's driven straight back from there. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 22-yard line.
Yeah, a couple scores here as they're getting ready to go back on the field. Lake Travis is up 14-0 over Austin High. Westlake is up 28-0 over Lehman. We also have Cedar Park up 21-0 over Rouse. Stony Point 28-15 over Cedar Ridge. Round Rock 36-14 over Westwood. And we also have the other game, 24-0 Vandergrift over Vista.
So we got a shotgun formation here, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Landry takes the snap and hands to Dotson. He runs behind the right guard and picks up about 2 yards to about the 24-yard line. And that Hendrickson D-line, again, very tough to move those big fellas out of there. As Tyson Untz gets up off the bottom of the pile, and that just sounds like a defensive tackle, doesn't it? Tyson, yeah. Tyson Untz. His last name, even though it's short, looks like it weighs a lot. So it's second down, 8 yards to go for the Lions. We're under a minute here, and Coach Price is not in a hurry to give the ball back to the Hawks here as the Lions break the huddle with 50 seconds. Landry in a shotgun takes the snap. They hand to Dotson off the left side. He's able to break through that first group of defenders and carries for a first down to the line 33, and that'll stop the clock temporarily to move the chains, and they've wound it before the chains are set, which is against the rules. First down and 10. They do it all the time, though. Landry, the quarterback. Dotson, the running back. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. A tight end in the person of Wesley Weingart here on the left side. Landry takes the snap, fakes to Dotson, drops back, flips it in the deep right part of the field on the line, sideline to Leonard, just too far beyond his reach, and he stumbles out of bounds, making an attempt, and it'll be second down. That'll stop the clock, though, with 16 seconds left here in the half.
Yeah, that ball sort of floated on him on that play.
And we'll do a quick summary of the scoring. It'll be all Hawks, of course, but maybe a few stats as we go into halftime. The Lion Band and Dance Squad will be the first here as the Lions are on the road here at the field. And the Lions break the huddle here. Landry, shotgun formation, sends Dotson into the flat, drops back, steps up into the pocket, forced out towards the right. He runs towards the sideline and gets out of bounds with about 8 seconds left at the 36 of Leander, where it'll be third down and about 6.
Yeah, and that was a good decision by Landry just to go ahead and get your yardage and get out of bounds and stop the clock. Give yourself one more chance to make something happen.
I'd like to see him step up in the pocket like that a little bit more. One is it is a threat with a run, and a lot of times, especially in zones, that those defenders will come up, and he may see a receiver open. As long as he's keeping his eyes downfield with an opportunity to throw, and he does a pretty good job of that. So it's third down here with 8 seconds in the half, and we have a flag.
Well, when you run the spread, too, it kind of allows you to see the lanes.
It is a delay game, I think.
Yep. It allows you to see the lanes when you stay in that pocket. That's what that pocket is designed for.
But if the protection breaks down, sometimes you have to learn to throw on the run and keep your eyes downfield and still shake defenders.
Well, you look at professional quarterbacks, and some of them can consistently stay in that pocket, and some of them still roll out.
Some of them are better at that.
Yeah, that's true.
We got a shotgun here, third down. Landry takes the snap, fakes to Parrott, and hands to Dotson, and that'll be the last play of the half. And so real quickly, the Lions took to their, it was their 4th drive to get their first down. The Hawks scored a touchdown on a run by the quarterback, Isaiah Moore, to open their scoring. Their second drive is starting at their own 30. That first drive started on the line 33. The second drive started on their own 33. They were able to drive down, and the Lions held them and forced a 24-yard field goal by Buchanan. Next time Hendrickson had the ball, they started on their own 32, went into the Wildcat formation with Williams and was able to get a 26-yard touchdown run. And then drive number 4 was a touchdown to 2-yard run to Demps. And drive 5 was a Lucio 36-yard pass to Williams. And that's the scoring total for this game.
And we'll talk a little bit more when we come back on the air about the first half stats and kind of what the lopsided looks like on paper and see the difference in the game.
Sure. Okay, so we'll take a quick break and watch halftime.
Thanks to Jared Smizer.
Yes, thanks, Jared. not Miser, it's Smizer. So, thank you. We'll be back for the second half.
Split personalities.
The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to recognize the following Lion faithful for their generosity this season. At the red level, Dan and Rachel Bumgartner, Daniel and Kat Dupre, Dave and Tracy Nordstrom, and David and Robin Tillman. At the white level, Lucy Belter. And at the lion level, Brian and Jessica Campbell, the Shoto family, John and Denise Christensen, Louie and Ray Egglesey, Russ and Kathy Gaiman, Jason and Gina Gordon, Katie and Justin Hanner, Rich and Patricia Hensley, Kyle and Maria Kennedy, Earl and Janice Lott, Gary and Ann McDaniel, Mike and Sandy Slater, Roger and Laura Smith, and Darren and Jessica Webster. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring Leander Lions football this season. And go Lions! A big thank you goes out from the Leander Lions Football Booster Club to our two great platinum sponsors for their support of Leander Lions football this season. First, 9 Round Fitness, located at 2906 South Baghdad Road, right across the street from Leander High School. Call 9 Round at 512-843-3925. 9 Round, where your first 30-minute full-body workout is free. Look for them on Facebook. That's 9 Round. And Good Flow Plumbing. Call them at 512-501-2051 or find them online at goodflowplumbing.com. Good Flow Plumbing, backed by more than 50 years of industry experience in Austin, Good Flow Plumbing provides honest, knowledgeable plumbing service. The kind of service you can trust. Good Flow Plumbing, license M-37868. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to thank the following local businesses for their support of Leander Lions football this season. At the bronze level, Buttercup Dental, 512-335-8121. HEB Plus at 651 North U.S. Highway 183 in Leander. Tillman Physical Therapy at 512-331-6200. Bill Miller's Barbecue at 1651 West Whitestone Boulevard. And Pendleton Orthodontics at 512-355-7727. At the silver level, Wingstop, located at 401 West Whitestone Boulevard in Cedar Park. Order online at wingstop.com. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions!
Bandera, Crystal City, 14-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. As we have Belleville and Sweeney going at it, it's Sweeney ahead 3-0. Codwell and Lexington, they meet tonight with Conwell ahead 7-0. Cuero and Morton still tied at 0-0. Geronimo Navarro and Giddings, that one very exciting as Geronimo Navarro is ahead 22-14. LaGrange going against the Taylor Ducks, and it's the Leopards of LaGrange ahead 17-14. Llano against San Angelo Lakeview 17-7 for Llano. And Mexia, another team that you can listen to here right here on SHN Sports, they're ahead of Madisonville 22-7. We have other scores, but for now Jerry will score. That's right, SHN Sports right here. They're going against the Lago Vista Vikings. It's 14-10 favor of Vikings. They're on the road at Gerald. Hopefully we can...
Actually, I think Lago Vista did just put up another score.
I was going to say, but it looks like Wally Harmon just notified us that Lago Vista has just put on another score on the big scoreboard. So that's probably one of those games that we'll check on with. But I'm thinking they're getting a little close to the end of their second quarter of play here.
Yeah, we'll definitely tune into them on the second half.
And I believe pretty much that's almost every score that's within our area, and there will be others tonight, and we'll have a full recap, of course, for you at the very end of the evening, and possibly more scores as well. And if you are out there, wherever you may be, you could be on the road traveling, you can be at the game, and you might just be watching this there. We appreciate that. But wherever you may be, go ahead, take a photo, a short video. You can call us here. I know we have the number right above Steven's head, or you can text. Yes, you can text that same number and we'll read it on air. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at SHN Sports. Utilize the hashtag SHN Football Friday. That way we can share your content with the rest of the viewing audience as well. And if you have some extra time, I know you do, you can follow Steven at Probably Strong. Got it right this time, right? At Probably Strong on Twitter and on Instagram. And you follow me, The Smash Simmons, on Twitter and Instagram.
I think, another thing is, like, there's so many teams here in Central Texas at all divisions and all classifications. If there's a team that you want more, or we haven't even named in your town or wherever, let us know. Shoot us a text and say, hey, I want to hear about, whoever.
Oh, yeah, if you're an avid listener and you just happen not to be in the area, but you want to know how your team is doing and where your go-to, let us know. We take requests. We'll find the team, and we'll get you the score by the end of the night. That's for sure. No problem there.
And speaking of one of the teams you mentioned there in the second part of that Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update was Taylor. And I want to give a shout-out just overall to the Taylor community. Man, I know we're in Georgetown, and they're big rivals and always have been, but last weekend I went to the Taylor Duck High School reunion with my stepmom. It's funny because my dad went to Georgetown, grew up here and graduated from Georgetown High School, and my stepmom went to Taylor and graduated from Taylor, and they were like crosstown rivals all growing up. They hated each other. I mean, they didn't know each other, but the schools and the communities.
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Right, exactly. It's beautiful. And but anyway, so I went to her high school graduation, and man, shout out to the high school class that we were there for. And
you don't want to give us the class number?
I just feel like that's a little
that's a little
unnecessary. Y'all know I was there, y'all were there. That's all that matters. We don't need to go all out on that.
I thought you were sending them a shout out.
I'm sending it. They know who they are.
It's like Donner Redskins class of '82, yo. Woo.
Hey, '82 is a lot different than. So, anyways, it was awesome, and I got to see they had like this video up of some of their classes games, like in football and stuff. And I'd never been to a reunion of any kind. And I just thought it was really cool. And I got to meet all her old high school friends and stuff, and some of the old football players from back then. And it was awesome. And then, I guess that's all I'm saying. Shout out to Taylor. Shout out to the Ducks.
Well, I'm glad they showed you a good time. I mean, your high school reunion is going to come up sooner than you would think, Steven.
I'm not looking forward to that one.
He says he's not going to go.
I might go. I just don't.
If you don't make the 10, you'll make the 15. And if you don't make the 15, you should at least make the 20.
Is there a 15? So once 10 starts, you get every 5 years?
Well, not to be a downer, man, but people, they start to age, and you just never know what will happen in the run of life. And sometimes people kind of pass away a little early. So, yeah, I mean.
But, generally, it's every 5 years at that point?
It starts getting 5 years after, 20 for sure. But some might hold another one after the 10. Usually goes 10, 20, and then you start holding them 5 years apiece because people start passing on.
I'm cool with there being 10 years in between 10 and 20. I think I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, I missed the 10 one. I'll probably hit my 20, that's for sure.
I don't. That's such a weird concept to me right now.
I work all these weird hours here on the show and stuff, so it's like, how am I supposed to get home during football season for a reunion that I never get to go?
My school is in where I live, so it wouldn't be that hard to make it. It's just a matter of what I want to.
Yeah, well, if I were ever to make homecoming, I can't remember the last time I've actually made homecoming, for my high school.
Oh, like the game?
Yeah, well, just back, just to be there during homecoming. I've gone home, but when homecoming is actually taking place, I can't tell you.
Man,
could not tell you.
What a weird concept. Just getting older.
What a weird concept. Just aging,
Imagining yourself older than you are right now is
well, then again, it has its drawbacks, but yet it has its pros as well. I mean, 5 years ago, I didn't think something like this would be possible.
Very true, yeah.
And here we are in a studio bringing live coverage with all these teams.
Yeah, I mean, really, the future is what you want to make out of it. Well, so we can sit here right now and be uncertain about the future, but at the same time, each day that we live, each day, we decide what, we have an influence in what our future is. Who would have
thought that we would get so philosophical talking about high school football and not even talking about the high school football part of it? I mean, I guess we could run
just
this
life, man.
It just sounds like coaches talk right here. It's just like, guys, life, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, like that defensive line that you're gonna go against Friday night. But I'll tell you what, Just like life, if you are
You
persevering.
gotta hit him. You gotta hit him hard.
You hit him hard in the mouth. They might not fall the first time, but they definitely will take
You
notice.
wear him down by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know where the bad Southern accent came from either. I never had a coach that even spoke in that type of draw, to be honest.
It's just classic.
I think it's because of the movies and of Friday Night Lights, and even Coach Taylor on Friday Night Lights doesn't necessarily have a Texas Southern accent.
Right.
I just imagine that. You know who it is? It's because what's his name ruined it for me. The guy from Varsity Blues.
Okay.
The coach.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Angelina
If you ever-
Jolie's dad.
Oh, John Voight.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the coach in that one.
He was also he played Adolph Rupp, Kentucky head basketball coach in Glory Road
Yeah.
when they took on Texas Western.
But I mean, he's really good though. I mean, don't get me wrong. He nails his coaching. Like, I
he
really,
just nails being like kind of like a serious
Yeah.
role, dramatic role. Because he was in Holes too as Mr. Sark. A lot of people forget that.
Who would have known that you were such a cinephile?
I'm a little bit of everything. Like I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know. I try to keep up to date with like things going on, whether it's sports, whether it's media, whether it's music, movies. I'm late to the movie game, I think, because there was a long time there where I just didn't watch movies. I couldn't sit still long enough to watch a movie, let
I don't
alone
know. You're ahead of Seth because he's like 5 years younger than you are. So you got 5 years on him.
in life. Yeah, but in terms of like what I've actually been watching,
Seth,
I
how many
haven't.
movies have you seen? Do you think you've seen more movies than Steven has? And I'm talking to Seth. Seth is here again, our intern. I think you saw him
shout out
last
Seth
week, so-
Sparks,
Yeah.
SS.
I don't know. I'm a pretty movie guy. So.
See,
Well, how
he's
many-
been
You watch a lot of movies?
he's been a movie guy his whole life, and I've been a movie guy like never. And then now I'm like on the
I've probably
fence.
seen more movies.
I'm on the fence of being a movie guy because I want to stay up to date.
What's your
This is-
favorite sports movie, Steven?
That's Seth. I'm Steven. Are you asking me or
Seth?
him? You're looking
I'm
at me.
asking
Favorite
Seth first.
sports movie?
Yeah, favorite sports movie. And Seth plays baseball, so.
Down to baseball movie, I'd say that.
Yeah,
it's
there's
not?
few.
I don't know.
There's few good, not few good, but there's just
And now something tells me he's never seen like Major League,
Oh, Major League's a classic.
Major League 2. How
I'll
about
tell
Bull
you
Durham?
mine.
Yes.
Okay, I have a
I
friend.
saw that 2 years ago.
Which one?
I have a friend that was working AA baseball, and he had as a broadcaster, and he had never seen Bull Durham. I'm like, how can you work in the minors?
I've never
seen Bull
I,
Durham.
I've never seen it.
It's probably the best
I like
baseball
it
movie.
better- I like it better than Major League.
I never saw Major League either.
Major League's a classic.
Good.
Yeah, you have no choice. You need to go. We gotta.
See, I'm telling you, I'm new to the movie game.
it's like here you
all
are,
the,
like
all the
mentioning Glory
classics.
Road, and I'm like,
all the-
wow, I've never even seen Glory Road in the theater.
I'm actually not really a big sports movie guy, to be honest.
You didn't ask
Seth
me.
said that he's not a big sports movie
I think
guy.
I get repetitive.
My
It's just gonna be a
favorite
little
sports movie of
repetitive.
all time probably is a baseball movie. Actually,
What is it?
it's I don't know if it counts. I mean, I think it counts, but The Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
Sandlot's one of the best movies
It's
ever
fun.
made.
It's like good art.
Okay, Seth's agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's because people. I'm not sure if they can hear him.
Yeah, no, I
so
get
I have
you.
to kind of
yeah,
repeat what he's saying.
for sure.
But yeah, The Sandlot was all right.
All right.
People always classify it as a
It's-
baseball
it's a-
movie, but
They
I'm
should
like,
have been done after the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't count like the 2 and 3. Like they're not even the same.
but I never
realm.
saw it as a sports movie. I see it more as like
That's
it's a
why I
ki-
was
it's a
saying
kid's
I don't know if
movie.
it counts.
No, people will count it. I just don't see
They
it
do,
that way.
but
Like,
I don't. I don't know that I do either because
think
it's not.
Mighty-
It's not based on like the team. It's based on the story of the kids.
Yeah, like Mighty Ducks.
They just happen to play baseball.
The Mighty Ducks is like a sports movie because
Right.
it's about the team, and then ultimately he becomes about
Oh,
the
you're
coach.
missing- Okay. Bad News Bears?
Bad News Bears, the original or the remake?
Yeah,
The original.
the original.
Okay,
is
well, like
better.
the original is cool, and then there's also. But did you ever see the 2 sequels after that?
Not good.
Not good. I love the one where they go to Japan, but that's because
Japan,
I.
thought you were okay, yeah.
And then there's the one where they go to
right?
Houston.
Yeah, that one's okay. The Japan one's better.
Yeah, I mean, there's still sequels, but I like Japanese culture. So the one where they go to Japan and just to see it in like Japan in
What about-
1970s, that's cool.
I tell you, I'm a big fan of Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Is Jerry Maguire a sports movie? Just
Sports agent.
I know he's a sports agent and it revolves
Sports
around
world.
sports, but isn't this movie just totally about Jerry Maguire being a bad man and then just
Wait,
trying to
we're
be a
gonna
good
go
man?
basics, Total sports, like straight. I would have to go remember the
I was gonna say that if we're not talking if we're talking sports movie
So
and
we're talking
sports
straight
specific,
sports movie.
I go Remember the Titans
Remember
every
the
time.
Titans.
Remember the Titans is a great
Would
movie.
Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell count? That's fun.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, if you're gonna count that, then you can count like semi-pro and like
I
all of the.
love, but I like semi-pro.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're
And
not.
would you count? Would
it's
you
hard
count
to
Blades
compare.
of Glory?
It's hard to compare.
Chad Michaels.
Yeah, it's hard to compare like Blades of Glory and semi-pro to Remember the Titans.
I feel bad for
and
the people
Glory
that tune
Road.
in to expect to hear high school sports talk, and like this is what they're getting. But I mean, it's a show about anything, really. We just happen to come on.
We
and
center
talk
around high school football.
but you know, we have plenty of time to talk about other things.
And
when we
I
go
mean,
back
the
to
reality
sports.
is, this is the world. This is life, and there's things around.
But it's a good debate here. I was like, I like.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The Will Ferrell sports movies. I'm okay with. He had a good run there, but I'm trying to think.
I mean, Blades of Glory was
hoping-
starring Napoleon Dynamite. Like, you can't go wrong.
No, I can't believe Napoleon Dynamite's going to have its 15-year like.
Anniversary.
Yeah, they're showing two.
Does Kevin Costner only do sports movies? Is that just his thing?
Be-
The golf one he did.
Well, when you were
What about-
the Browns?
back
Yeah.
in the day, he was like the most popular actor in
Did you
America.
ever see The Greatest Game Ever Played, starring Shia LaBeouf as the golfer?
No, but I have seen Legends of Bagger Vance, and that one's
What is that?
the one with Will Smith and Matt Damon. And golf movies, those are weird. Caddyshack's the best though.
Yeah, Caddyshack's great.
Um,
Rodney
alright.
Dangerfield, Bill Murray.
Yeah, I mean classic. Even Caddyshack 2 isn't that bad. Tin Cup, you were talking about Kevin Costner in sports movies. Tin Cup is all right.
I like it. The best part was when he goes, give me another one with the ball.
Oh, when he's at the end of the movie and he's just
Happy
trying to
Gilmore.
take shots. Oh yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Golf goat.
That one's not that bad. And I was like, I really do like. I like Necessary Roughness. I don't think either one of you kids have ever seen that one.
I've heard of it. I never saw
It
it.
has Kathy Ireland in it. which is the
Dodgeball?
kicker.
Ben Stiller, Dodgeball.
Oh, Dodgeball's all right. You guys
That's
ever seen
fun.
Wildcats from the 80s? No? Where,
Nah.
like, the female becomes the head coach of the high school football team? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 1980s stuff, so you have to
Damn.
remember they just weren't that ahead at the time. So
Yeah.
it was revolutionary then.
Yeah, no, that
But
is.
yeah, that one's a pretty good movie. There's a lot of classic sports movies out
The
there.
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard, the remake or the original?
Either one. I mean, I like both, kind of.
I like North Dallas 40. That one you probably shouldn't let the kids see, but that one's all right. We're talking about old school gritty like football movies. I
Well,
like that
hey,
one a
it's
lot,
just
though.
now 8:30, grand why don't we go ahead and do Grand Endeavor home scoreboard update, and then we'll try to tune in to some of these games getting started in their second half.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be some games that are being played to halftime, and then we have a few coming out of halftime. You have to remember, in the state of Texas, we have that 30-minute halftime, especially during district play. And let me tell you, folks, they make sure they hit those 30 minutes because both bands have to play. Actually, Steven, you know, these games haven't come out of the half just yet. I'll give you those scores once again, just in case anybody's just checking in late. I just wanted to give a double check to some additional information I have here on the side.
Brenham has blown that Cedar Creek game kind of open right now. They just went to halftime, did Cedar Creek. Brenham is on top 37-13, and so
Okay, so
Cedar Creek might get their first loss, but they'll have a lot of work to do coming out of the second half.
yeah, so Cedar Creek actually ended up holding them because that was the score for quite a while in the second quarter of play.
Yep.
And so they were able to go into the half with that score. Wow. I'm looking at some of the other scores here, and I'm just literally blown away right now with the scores that I see, Steven. Okay. Let's start with Vandergrift and Vista Ridge. That one still at half, 24-0. Same with Cedar Park and Rouse at halftime, 21-0 in favor of Cedar Park and Vandergrift, respectively. Weiss ahead of Bastrop. Both Bastrop teams might be in trouble with a loss here tonight, Steven, as Weiss is ahead 27-7. You just mentioned the Brenham game where the Cubs are ahead 37-13 over Cedar Creek. That game live here on SHN Sports. This one also on SHN Sports as Eastview, the Patriots lead over Marble Falls 21-0. Pflugerville against Manor. It's the Mustangs ahead 21-10. These games getting ready to go into halftime. Cedar Ridge, Stony Point still tied 28-22. Hendrickson and Leander here on SHN Sports 24-0 in favor of the Hawks. Westwood and Round Rock, and wow, the Dragons just really pouring it on before halftime. It's 43-14 in favor of the team in maroon, the Round Rock Dragons. Georgetown and Stephenville as they get close to the half here on SHN Sports. You know, this has been a problem for Georgetown this season, Steven. No offense, but that defense is stifling as it's still at 7-7. San Antonio, Holy Cross, St. Michael's. It's Holy Cross ahead, 21-7. Westlake just blowing out Lehman. And I hate to say it, but that's kind of expected, folks. 42 to Nifa, as the PA announcer back in my high school used to say. Lake Travis ahead of Austin High, but not by a whole lot as they're entering the second quarter of play, 14-0. Hayes and Bowie still a defensive struggle. It's still 7-6. Del Valle just taking care of Aikens at the moment, 28-0. And Austin Region still leads 10-2 over Wimberley. Hutto Connolly on Thursday night. Hutto won 40-27. Glenn getting the win on Thursday night as well. 21-16. Just want to make sure that we catch more of the schools now. Burnett over Sonora, 26-20 in the second quarter of play. Excuse me. Bernie and Fredericksburg were tied at 14 apiece. Fredericksburg, the Billies have taken the lead in that game, 24-14. Lavernia and Rockport Fulton. It's been Lavernia going into halftime, 28-12 in favor of them. LaGrange over Taylor, 24-14, as you just waxed poetically about Taylor and the Ducks. Waco La Vega, last year's state champions, ahead of Midlothian Heritage, 27-7. Bandera and Crystal City, it's been Bandera in the lead, 14-7. Belleville Sweeney. Sweeney leads 11-0. All those games in the second quarter play. This game at halftime, Caldwell over Lexington, 14-0. Cuero is barely being warded in the second quarter play, 8-7. And the Geronimo Novato Giddings game, tight and exciting, 22-20 as they enter halftime. LaGrange currently ahead, as we mentioned again, 24-14. Llano and San Angelo Lakeview. It's all Llano right now at half, 31-7. Mexia, this game on the SHN Sports Network, over Madisonville at the moment, 22-14. Right here on SHN Sports in the second quarter of play. Smithsville blanking Lulian at the moment, 28-0. Austin Regents playing Wimberley tonight. They lead 10-2. Cameron Yo and Troy, and surprisingly, it's the Yeoman behind, 10-0. And we mentioned that Lago Vista Gerald game. Still no scores to update, so to speak. But last we had was that last score for Lago Vista. It was 21-10 in favor of the Vikings. Little River Academy is currently pitching the shutout against Maynard New Tech, 36-0. And I stand corrected, Stephen. We just noticed that they did have the update. 28 now for Lago Vista. Gerald still sitting at 10 in the second quarter of play. Yorktown and Flatonia as the Bulldogs lead 28-0 there. Anderson Shiro against Granger. It's Anderson ahead 20-10 at halftime. And that will be our scoreboard update. Thanks to our friends over at Grand Endeavor Homes once again for the spot.
Man, that was a lot. A lot of action going on.
We're trying to become more thorough, as we progress.
Great content.
I mean, that's a lot of scores, but that's just the teams that are playing tonight. Not to mention the teams that played last night and the teams that are playing tomorrow night.
Yeah, we talked about Georgetown's defense playing well so far this season, and they might need that in tonight's game as they have only put up 13 so far.
But now that means they've taken the lead.
Nearing halftime, but yeah, only allowing 7 for Stephenville, so they hold the lead right now 13-7 as they near halftime, I believe, over at Birkelbach. And so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to try to join a couple of these games that have just kicked off in the second half as we continue to update you on all the scores around all of Central Texas here on week 4 of SHN Football Friday.
Reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
Thank you goes out from the Leander Lions Football Booster Club to our two great platinum sponsors for their support of Leander Lions football this season. First, 9 Round Fitness, located at 2906 South Baghdad Road, right across the street from Leander High School. Call 9 Round at 512-843-3925. 9 Round, where your first 30-minute full-body workout is free. Look for them on Facebook. That's 9 Round. And Good Flow Plumbing. Call them at 512-501-2051 or find them online at goodflowplumbing.com. Good Flow Plumbing, backed by more than 50 years of industry experience in Austin, Good Flow Plumbing provides honest, knowledgeable plumbing service, the kind of service you can trust. Good Flow Plumbing, license M-37868. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field here in Pflugerville, Texas, as we get ready for the second half. Your Leander Lions and the host Hendrickson Hawks are entering the tunnels here as they're preparing to run onto the field. The Hawks pretty much dominating the first half here, and the Lions hoping to come out here in the second half and, put on a decent performance, something to build on here as we move into the second half of the season. Don't want to count the Lions out here down 31, but ultimately it's tough comeback if you don't have Frank Reich as your quarterback. Do you have some scores there, Mark, you want to read?
Yeah, real quick. Cedar Park is up on Rouse 21-0 at halftime. Stony Point taking the lead at this game against Cedar Ridge. They are now up 28-22. Round Rock is putting the hurt on Westwood 46-14 at halftime. Manor is up on Pflugerville 21-10. Vandergrift is shutting out Vista Ridge 24-0 at halftime. So those are just some of the scores around the area.
And so we're getting ready to kick off here. The Lion kickoff unit is assembling, and they received the opening kickoff here. They closed the first half with the ball, but just ran out of time. They were able to pick up one first down in that drive. Believe they have 3 first downs here in the first half, right? You're going to read some stats?
Yeah, right now, just to show the lopsidedness right now, that continuity is what they need. They need to work on that and get this first drive going once they get the ball. But, yeah, they've got 3 first downs to Hendrickson's 15. They've only got 88 total yards for that first half against Hendrickson, who's got 324, and they've been able to do it running it and passing it. So, they
look a lot better than 1 and 3.
But, they've got some things working for them. They've played pretty clean football. They've got only, 3 penalties in that first half. So they've made improvements in the last couple of weeks in that area, which is huge. Now you gotta get the ball rolling, and I'm sure they're going to make some halftime adjustments coming back into this. And this defense you mentioned earlier been on this field a long time, and they've got to find an answer for it to keep them off the field. They're going to run out of depth pretty quickly going into this second half.
Well, they got a halftime to rest, and so they should be able to come out and at least play some pretty good defense on this opening drive. Hendrickson back deep to receive. Number 2, Jaden Williams, who's demonstrated with 2 touchdowns tonight. He knows what to do with a football in his hand. Also back there with him, Tyree Reed. And, of course, kicking for the Lions, Eli Gaiman. Gaiman's had 2 field goal attempts tonight, one of 46 yards and one of 38. Both were wide. Both had the distance. One was a line drive, that 46-yarder. But both of them looked good to me, but referees on the field called them no good. And so the Lions remained scoreless resulting from those 2 missed field goals. And so Gaiman prepares and makes his way foot into the football. It's a high kick right down the right hash, and Williams bobbles it, picks it up. He's at the 20, 25, 30, 35, and spins. Ball's on the ground.
Looks
and
like
looks
it's
like the
Leander
Lions
football.
may have it. And they're excited like they do. Let's see here.
It
The
is.
referee's taking it. And there's the signal. The Lions do have the football.
Wesley Weingart.
And they needed something like that to energize them here opening the second half. And let's see if they can do something with the football here as the offense assembles on the sideline. Probably weren't quite ready to come out onto the field yet, but you got to be ready.
Yeah,
So.
didn't see who knocked the ball out, but Weingart was able to find that and fall on it there at the 43-yard line of Hendrickson.
Yeah, and Hendrickson showing their speed there, and, he hit that hole so hard, any little jolt can knock that ball loose. Great job by the special teams for Leander.
So Landry comes out, shotgun formation, Dotson the running back, 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Landry hands to Dotson. He runs behind right guard, and again, the Hendrickson defensive line, tough to move out of there, minimizes the gain by Dotson to just slightly over a yard, and so it's going to be second. Let's give him 2 on the gain, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and you want to be able to use that as an advantage to be able to run Dotson up the middle, kind of suck those players into the inside. And
we've got a timeout on the field, it looks like,
and
maybe an injury.
When you run that spread offense, that helps you get that ball outside, kind of clears the outside out a little bit, allows you to do some things out there that you don't normally do.
And it looks like they're going to have to bring in a defensive back to replace Aiden Keith. He goes off under his own power. Looks like he had something going on, maybe with some equipment there, potentially an injury to his hand. And so we've got a 2nd down and 8, shotgun formation. Landry takes the snap, drops straight back, forced to roll to his right, and he's on a dead sprint. He's over the 35, and he's tackled out of bounds, and there will be a penalty. He picked up the 1st down, but they're going to tack 15 more onto the end of that run as Freddie Cavazos jumped on Landry's back as he was heading out of bounds and rode him almost to the fencing there.
Yeah, he was clearly out of bounds when he jumped on that back.
And so they're going to have a march off here of about 15 yards from the 30, and so the Lions will have it 1st and 10 from the Hawk 15, and they really need to take advantage of the fumble on the kickoff here to open the second half.
Well, let's be honest, a lot of football is luck, and right now starting off in this third quarter, luck's gone Leander's way. So let's keep
it's
the
going
ball
to have
rolling.
to go their way at some point, just based on, like I always say, statistics, but Landry takes the snap. He drops back, flips it quickly to Parrott, who runs straight ahead, and he carries it inside the 10 to about the 8 where he stopped. They're going to mark him at the 9, and so that's a gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down. Did we ever see who recovered the fumble?
Yeah, it was Wesley Weingart.
Oh, that's right, Weingart.
9 and 23 were the ones that caused it.
And so we got 2nd down and about 4 here as the Lions take a little bit of time in the huddle. They break it with about 15 seconds here on the play clock. Dotson, the running back, along with Landry in the backfield. There is a wing to the right and a tight receiver in Parrott to that side, a wide receiver, Leonard, to the left. They bring Parrott in motion, and they fake to him, and they hit Leonard on a deep slant, and the pass a little bit low and outside, and Leonard goes down to try to catch it, but he's unable to get his mitts on it, and it's now 3rd down. And you want to go on ahead and convert here. You don't want to have to put Gaiman back out on the field. As good of a kicker as he is, sometimes it can get in your head a little bit. You miss one or two especially. And so now we are 3rd and 4. Plus the Lions need touchdowns here at this point. And the offense especially, as well as the defense needing that rest. And so here we are, 3rd down. We're going to have a timeout Leander because Coach Price wants to be sure, and the play clock was down to 6 seconds, and they were still in the huddle. So do you want to go back to those stats, or were we done reading the stats, Gary?
Now we can go back to them. Mark, you got some scores right there?
Yeah, let me see what I can pull up here real fast.
One thing coming into this game, and what Lander's been able to do so far, he's been pretty efficient. He was able to spread the ball to 4 receivers in that first half. Already, you show him already being a little bit more diverse coming out, doing some short gains and trying to pick up the first downs. They've done a great job of that so far. Time of possession's kind of been pretty equal, so that doesn't really tell the story. Mainly it's offense struggling,
big plays,
and then the big plays from Hendrickson to get and score quickly. So it's very deceiving when you look at time of possession. But
one thing to keep in mind about Landry is he missed an entire football season last year because of an injury, and so that's a lot more rust than a typical offseason. Third down, Landry in a shotgun. He brings Parrott in motion, takes the snap, hands to the running back Dotson straight ahead, and he gets about 1.5 yards short of the line needed for the first down, and so it will be fourth and let's go ahead and make it 2 yards. They're going to put the ball right at the 7-yard line, and so the Lions bring out the kicker. No, it doesn't look like they're going to go with the offense here, and why not? Because this is kind of a free possession on the fumble that they got on the kickoff, and so you got to take advantage and turn it to points. We got a wild line formation. Dotson straight ahead, and he lunges. I think he's going to – we've got a poor spot on the line side.
That's not a good spot.
And it is a poor spot, and it will be Hendrickson football at the 6-yard line.
Looks
and there's a flag coming in.
Got some of the players talking to the refs, I think.
Well, it's pretty frustrating, and granted, we are a Lion broadcast crew, but, we try to be fair as possible. But when you see 4 or 5 what I would call short spots against the lines from the line judge on that side, and then we get a flag after one of those spots, you kind of have to wonder what's going on over there.
And film doesn't lie either, and one thing that happened last week, very similar to this week, is that they got some bad spots, and not it's part of the game. You hate to see it. Those officials have to make some tough decisions sometimes, but this has consistently came from the same side.
So pistol formation for Moore. He has the running back Demps in the backfield, brings a receiver in motion, takes the snap, drops straight back looking for a deep pass down the seam, has a receiver open and misses that receiver a little bit long. That was James Hester, who had a touchdown reception in the first half for Hendrickson, and so it'll be now 2nd and 10 from the Hawk 21-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 9:30 here in the third period. Man, that's a little frustrating for the Lions to not be able to convert points there. It was a good run by Dotson straight ahead, and going straight ahead has been tough sledding tonight for Leander. You would have liked to have seen them convert that. Pistol formation, Moore the quarterback, brings a receiver in motion, hands to that receiver, and that's number 5, Nathaniel Davenport. He cuts up over the 20 and carries it to what should be about the 25, but notice where that line judge marked it, another yard up.
Yeah, good job by Drayton turning the play in and making the tackle over there on the left side.
So he tends to mark ours a little short. It's a conspiracy. Let me move on. 3rd down.
Allegedly.
Moore in a shotgun formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, forced a flush up into the pocket, runs to the right. He's got the first down and steps out of bounds all the way down at the Hawk 39-yard line. And so Hendrickson on the march again here with 8:54 here in the third period.
Yeah, those are the plays that are just killing Leander. They seem to put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. He breaks out and runs for about 15, 20 yards. We've seen that quite a bit today.
Moore takes the snap, doesn't really move in the pocket, releases a deep ball down the left sideline. The receiver, Terrell Hardiman, made a play on the ball, actually got his hands on it, but it was a little bit too tall, tough play for him. He's unable to come down with a reception. And the Lions had decent coverage, but they didn't make a play on the ball. Looked like that was Jammer, number 6 there on the coverage. It's 2nd down. Check that.
Looks like they're going to bring Xavier Lucio back in.
That was Bryce Allen on the coverage for the Lions. It's 2nd down. So Lucio comes in as the quarterback. He still has Demps, the running back. Has two receivers to the left side of the formation, one to the short side on the right. Takes the snap, fakes to Demps, rolls to his left, the wide side, and is wrapped up for a deep sack.
Maiden.
No, that was McDaniel, number 35 there.
Yeah.
Getting the sack at the 20. They're going to mark him at the 27, which should obviously be another yard back. But third down, 8:29 and counting here in the third period. Lucio will remain the quarterback. Demps will remain the running back. We have three receivers to the wide side of the formation and one to the short side. Lucio gets the signal, barks out the play call to his team, takes his time, about 8 seconds on the play clock, takes the snap, fakes the Demps, steps up in the pocket, is pressured and sacked again. This time it is number 21 for the Lions getting in on the action, and that is Xavier Dotson playing a little bit of defense and getting a sack.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Leander defense. They've came out here and done their job. Well
Forced
done
a punt.
by them.
And so coming out to maybe this – is this the first punt for the Hawks tonight? It is. Brennan Dees comes in to punt.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have Parrott there in the back.
Parrott, a pretty good returner. Maybe his most difficulty is the actual catch, depending on the style of punt. Dees gets his foot into it. It's a high punt. Parrott fields it and is leveled as soon as he fields it right at the 35. They're coming down quickly to make the stop. Josiah Demps, the running back for Hendrickson. So he gets an opportunity as a running back to make a hit as well.
Yeah, got on the tackle chart.
And you see why Parrott's back there. He had the concentration not to wave that off and go ahead and grab that ball and take a hit.
Yeah, Demps was too close to him to really avoid him, but had he avoided Demps in some way, he had a little bit of room to go, and he has the moves.
Yeah.
So it is first down, and we're going to have a timeout on the field.
You've seen a little bit of pep in Leander's step, offensively. They were moving the ball. Obviously, had some bad spots down here, but, that fumble there on the kickoff return really changed the momentum a little bit for Leander. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going their way here.
Yeah, hopefully not converting points won't get them back down. And so we've got Landry, the quarterback, Dotson, the running back, brings the receiver in motion. It fakes to that receiver, throws down the right sideline to Loof, and the pass is intercepted as Loof couldn't quite get to it. It was a little bit long there on the interception. Is going to be Brennan Dees, the punter, and one of the receivers and defensive backs for the Hawks. And so just that quickly, the Hawks have the ball back on their own 40-yard line with 7:34 remaining here in the third period. And the Lion defense, again, back out on the field, and hopefully they can make quick work again in this series as they did in the last. Out at quarterback, Isaiah Moore, Demps, the running back. Moore looks over to the coaching staff and takes the signals. He gives the blocking assignment to his offensive line. In the backfield with him is now going to be Jaden Williams as they move Demps out wide. They hand to Williams, fake to him actually, and Moore keeps it. And that was probably why they brought Williams in. And Evan Smith not fooled, and he's able to tackle the quarterback Moore at the line of scrimmage for no gain, second down. Nice job by the senior linebacker there to get in and fill that hole and not be deceived by the fake handoff. And so Moore, again, looks to the sideline, gets his signal, has Demps behind him in a pistol formation, has a running back in a wing and two receivers on the left side of the formation. There's a snap, fake to Demps, and they flip it to Hardiman, and he's got a lane. He's at the 50-40, and they drag him out of bounds at around the 30. That's Dimitri Drayton on the stop for the Lions, and that'll stop the clock with 6:51 and put Hendrickson moderately deep in Lion territory at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, I was watching Evan Smith on that play. He kind of scraped out once that play went outside, And he really took a good angle, and you could see him hit a burst of speed. You know, he'd given 100% out there, that linebacker.
Moore in a pistol formation. Demps, the running back, takes the snap, fakes to Demps. Demps picks up a blitzer, and the pass is complete over the middle deep to Jaden Williams, and he'll have his second touchdown reception of the night.
Looks like they might call roughing the passer here.
And there is a flag down, looks like, and it is in the area of what would be a roughing penalty. We'll see what the call is.
It looks like there might have been a little helmet contact.
Well, they're certainly discussing it, but it's not a very detailed discussion. So it's tough to hear, but let's try to hear. This touchdown certainly will count.
Yeah, this penalty will be declined naturally.
Yeah, the official went over and talked.
There's an illegal man downfield against them, so it will not count. And that's going to – now there is a roughing the passer penalty, so they will the penalties will offset. We'll trade a 5 for a 15 and a touchdown. So the score remains 31-0, and we'll have first down again from the 29-yard line of Leander. And hopefully the Lions will keep an eye out for Mr. Williams on that deep in that they just converted for a touchdown. They got called back. And so here we go. Moore, the quarterback, Demps, the running back. Two receivers on the short side of the formation, a tight end and a wide out on the wide side. Moore brings the receiver in motion from short to wide and hands to Demps, and he finds a crease on the left side, and then he bulls his way inside the 10, and he's going to get down to about the 2. That was a tough run right there for number 21.
Yeah, at some point somebody's got to jump on them back and wrap them legs up.
He's listed – Josiah Demps is listed as a defensive back, but he's obvious he is their primary rushing weapon. And so first and goal from the 3 for the Hawks, and they're begging the clock to wind. Going to throw out his rotator. Moore hands to Demps straight ahead, and he's in for the score. And so the touchdown that was taken off is earned back with a couple of runs by the junior tailback Josiah Demps, and it is 37-0. Coming out to kick the extra point for the Hawks is, of course, Brandon Buchanan. Unless they brought in another kicker that I'm unaware of. I don't believe. Well, they did. It's Mike Skiles in for the extra point. No good. He hooks it to the left, and the score will remain 37-0, and the Lions will receive here. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Lion Football on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to thank the following local businesses for their support of Leander Lions football this season. At the bronze level, Buttercup Dental, 512-335-8121. HEB Plus at 651 North U.S. Highway 183 in Leander. Tillman Physical Therapy at 512-331-6200. Bill Miller's Barbecue at 1651 West Whitestone Boulevard. And Pendleton Orthodontics at 512-355-7727. At the silver level, Wingstop, located at 401 West Whitestone Boulevard in Cedar Park. Order online at wingstop.com. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field here as the Hawks get ready to kick back off to the Lions. There's 6:25 remaining here in the third period. Hawks up big. Buchanan to kick off for Hendrickson, I believe, unless they brought in yet another kicker. Can't see here from the side. His number is too small. Looks like they did. It's Eric Bell, who's listed as a running back. And he's got quite a leg on him. He kicks it out of returnable range there in the end zone. It bounces out of play, and the Lions will have it 1st and 10 from the 25. You want to go over some scores, Mark?
Sure. Cedar Park is up on Rouse 28-7. About 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Good game between Stony Point and Cedar Ridge. Stony Point is up 28-25 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Round Rock is up 46-14 over Westwood. Vandergrift is up 31-6 over Vista.
And the Lions are back out here on the field with 6:25. Landry in a shotgun formation. We'll get back to those other scores here in a minute, Mark. Has three receivers at the top of the formation, tight end to the left. Fakes to Dotson, flips it out to a receiver who kind of spun around by the pass, and he's able to make the reception, but he didn't gain too much in the terms of yardage. It looks like maybe 1-2 yards. And that receiver is going to be Wheatley. And so it's second down, and they're going to say he didn't get anything. So 2nd and 10 for the Lions here, 5:54 and counting. Dotson again remaining the running back for Leander. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Landry drops straight back, flushed straight ahead, and he's going to be sacked for a loss of about 3 yards as he tried to, find his way forward through the crease. But Tyson Untz, the big tackle, they're able to swallow him up and prevent him from getting any more than he did. He actually prevented the Lions from losing more than they should have. And so it's going to be 3rd down and about 13 here. And the offense is just looking for an answer to the Hawk defense, and they haven't had it so far tonight.
Yeah, there's a big up front 3 right there that causing some damage against this offensive line.
Landry, the quarterback, takes the snap, rolls to his left, adjusts his shoulders, and fires a pass to Leonard. It's a little bit too tall, incomplete. There defensively for the Hawks is going to be Kayvon Morgan.
Be a good time to run some type
4th
of
down.
screen as those defenders are pretty
that
effortlessly
is
getting back there.
That is one effective way of slowing down a pass rush, and the Hawks certainly don't appear to be afraid of anything the Lions have shown them tonight, offensively at least. Back deep to receive Jaden Williams, a game and into punt. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, gets a nice punt off. Williams follows it, but it's going to take a line roll all the way inside the Hendrickson 20 to the 19, where it'll be downed by Ray Egglesey. And the Hawks will have the ball for the second time here in the third period. Well, actually, second time.
Yeah, a couple other quick scores real fast here. Lake Travis is up 35-0 over Austin High, and Westlake is up 42-0 over Lehman.
Okay, the Hawks bringing their offense out here for first down. The Lion defense out on the field.
It was a 59-yard punt by Gaiman.
Into the wind.
Yeah, he's got a leg. He's just got to work on the accuracy. Really, most of the time he has trouble in wind from the field goal perspective. All your games are mostly outside. You got to fix that, though. Lucio in at quarterback. Demp's still the running back, and they hand to Demp straight ahead, and he's met in the hole by Major Maiden and dropped for a loss of 2. Nice job by the junior linebacker. Good job by the center of the Lion defense there as they're able to prevent any push from the O-line of the Hawks. And now 2nd down and 12 for Hendrickson. Lucio looking to the offensive coaches to get his play call. And it looks like Demps will remain the running back. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. A single receiver here on the short side. Lucio looks over, barks his cadence, takes the snap, hands to the running back. It looks like it's going to be number 25. It isn't Demps. That's Eric Bell, and he's wrapped up after he gets just beyond the original line of scrimmage to about the 21, where it'll be 3rd down and about 8 for the Hawks. McDaniel there defensively for the Lions to prevent any more of a gain. And the Hendrickson faithful here celebrating homecoming here in Pflugerville. Haven't been to school for that long, can't have too many classes coming back for homecoming. Lucio drops back and he completes a deep slant, an in route to the slot receiver, and that's Jaden Williams, who's having a big night at receiver. Nope, check that. That's going to be Hardiman.
Yeah, and that was Jalen Jammer on the coverage right there. He had real good coverage on that.
Just a good pass by Lucio.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for Hendrickson. They have the ball in their own 35, 2:54 and counting. Lucio in a pistol formation. Takes the snap, hands to the running back. That running back, Bell, does not get anything. He's wrapped up by number 53 of Leander. And that is going to be not on our roster. That's Miller, I believe. Typically, he's one of the rotating defensive linemen, and he's the backup center. And so 2nd down and 11, Lucio in the pistol, Bell the running back. They bring the receiver in motion, and they hand it to him on the jet sweep, and there is a flag down. That sweep went to 26, Bo Ogunaya, and it's going to be a flag likely against the Hawks, likely going to be a hold, and the Lions will likely accept that penalty.
Yeah, it looks like Garrick Winnick, he couldn't let go of his lineman.
Sometimes it's hard once
that
you got
instinct.
your hands on them. And so they'll step off 10 yards against the Hawks here. It'll make it 2nd and 21. The ball will be marked at the Hendrickson 24-yard line. But they're able to get points or yardage in chunks, and so you want to this is not, an easy out for the Lion defense here. Lucio takes the snap, drops back. He's receiving some pressure, hits Hardiman on a slant who kind of stumbles, and as a result allows Major Maiden to come in and make the tackle right at the 29, where it will be 3rd down. It's obvious that it's marked here at the 29, yet the FAR judge has it at the 30, just like every time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a trend there. I'm not seeing things.
No, we're spot on this one.
Shotgun formation for Lucio. He takes the snap, drops back, runs straight ahead, and fakes out one of the linebackers, and he's in the open, and he is going to be gone.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you just mentioned. Leander's had opportunity with some penalties that went their way, and at some pretty good chunks, and you'd like to be able to take advantage of that. They have not been able to do that. Each time that happens, this one being on the other side of the field, they're still able to score the ball.
The Lions had players in position to make a play on Lucio, and he's quick. He's not a real big guy, and uses that speed to his advantage. The term that comes to mind is a water bug. He's that fast.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one going across the top of your pool?
Kind of scats around a little bit. Yeah.
And once he got in the open, he was not going to be caught. And so he adds to a big Hawk lead. Point after attempt is good. We'll take a quick break here. Do you want to read more scores?
Why don't we do that after the break? I'll get them up when
okay.
We'll hit them when we come back.
We'll be right back. SHN Sports, Leander Football. A big thank you goes out from the Leander Lions Football Booster Club to our 2 great platinum sponsors for their support of Leander Lions football this season. First, 9 Round Fitness, located at 2906 South Baghdad Road, right across the street from Leander High School. Call 9 Round at 512-843-3925. 9 Round, where your first 30-minute full body workout is free. Look for them on Facebook. That's 9 Round. And Good Flow Plumbing. Call them at 512-501-2051 or find them online at goodflowplumbing.com. Good Flow Plumbing, backed by more than 50 years of industry experience in Austin, Good Flow Plumbing provides honest, knowledgeable plumbing service, the kind of service you can trust. Good Flow Plumbing, license M-37868. Thanks again for sponsoring Leander Lions football. And go Lions! Welcome back to the field as the Hawks get ready to kick off to the Lions with 1:05 remaining here in the third period. They're up by a healthy margin.
Yeah, and that was a 71-yard touchdown. Lucio now in there 6 for 6, sitting at 100% on passing. Been quite a weapon for both quarterbacks, really.
Well, Coach Price indicated that both quarterbacks were good, and both had the ability to run and pass, and we've seen it from both. Lucio seems to be a little more accurate passing. The kickoff from the Hawk kicker, Eric Bell, also a running back, goes out of the end zone, and the Lions will have it at their own 25 here with about a minute, a little over, here in the third period.
Yeah, let's get back to some of these scores. Cedar Park is up on Rouse 41-7. Stony Point is now trailing Cedar Ridge. A great game, 32-28. Cedar Ridge over Stony Point. Round Rock is up 53-14 over Westwood, and Vandergrift is up 21-6 over Vista Ridge.
I'm a little surprised by that Round Rock Westwood score. I figured Round Rock would beat them, but I thought that would be a little bit more points on that Westwood side of the ledger. Landry takes the snap, hands to the running back Dotson straight ahead. He's able to slide his way behind left tackle for a gain of about 6. They're going to give him the 31-yard line, and that is the best spot I've seen from that side judge over there, although that might be because it's on that side of the field.
Yeah.
And so it's second down and about 4 for the Lions.
Yeah, and Lions right now still only have 5 first downs in this game, so looking to get their 6th.
Pistol formation for Leander. They bring Parrott a little in motion. They hand to Dotson going in that direction, and the Hawk defensive line just swarms him for a loss of about yard to the 30. And so it's now 3rd and 5 for the Lions. And, you know, they're finding it difficult to string positive plays together. And so they'll have a 6-yard gain, but then a 2 or 3 yard loss on the very next play. And it's difficult when you keep doing that to yourself, 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
The difference, and they just take a timeout here.
That's the quarter.
Oh, the quarter, rather. You know, the difference here in this game and the last game really is that in all previous games for the last 4 seasons and up to really last week, penalties has been the 3 steps back, you know, and so now they've cleaned that up. Now the continuity needs to come in, and they need to have some forward progress here with this offense.
Well, again, you know, there are a number of factors that the Lions can point to as reasons why they're having difficulties. Ultimately, you still have to take pride in what you're doing and execute the plays that you've practiced that week and go out and put the best product on the field that you can. I think that the Lion program's headed in the right direction. I think it's a little worse off than we thought.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of work to be done, and you know you just hope these guys continue to play with a little bit of pride. So we got a shotgun formation. Landry takes the snap, drops back. It's 3rd and 5. He's forced forward and he gets sacked. As when he stepped up into the pocket, Untz was right there to deliver a pretty nasty hit. Typically, you don't get hit that hard from a defensive tackle. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, you know, the penalties, you know, speaking of the coaching, you know, they've improved in that area, which means that the players are paying attention. You know, they're trying to improve on that. You know, the first couple games, they had penalties in the first quarter that way exceeded what they have right now because they're sitting at 4 penalties or 50 yards. Pretty impressive difference from the first game.
So game and end to punt for the Lions. Hendrickson doesn't even put anyone back deep, and there's going to be a timeout by the Hawks. We'll take that timeout with them. We'll be right back on SHN Sports. The Leander Lions Football Booster Club wants to recognize the following Lion faithful for their generosity this season. At the red level, Dan and Rachel Bumgartner, Daniel and Kat Dupre, Dave and Tracy Nordstrom, and David and Robin Tillman. At the white level, Lucy Belter. And at the lion level, Brian and Jessica Campbell, the Shoto family, John and Denise Christensen, Louie and Ray Egglesey, Russ and Kathy Gaiman, Jason and Gina Gordon, Katie and Justin Hanner, Rich and Patricia Hensley, Kyle and Maria Kennedy, Earl and Janice Lott, Gary and Ann McDaniel, Mike and Sandy Slater. Roger.
Welcome back. It's 4th down and 11 here with 11 minutes in counting here in the fourth period. And there is a penalty flag down as the Lions are unable to get the play off. It looks like a motion penalty as one of the backs started moving prior to the ball being snapped. And so they'll step off 5 yards, put it at the 19.
Gary, I hope you didn't speak too soon about that.
Yeah.
And then Gaiman will attempt to punt again. And as I said, Hendrickson not really worried about fielding this punt. They're in a normal defense. They do have 2 deep safeties in case the Lions want to run a fake. It's a high snap. Gaiman able to get his hands on it. It affects his punt, though, as he kind of puts a backspin on it, and it's downed by Dyron Dixon of the Lions at the Leander 35 for the Hawks. And so you don't really want to give them such a short field, but, at this point, let's see what your defense can do in this situation. Obviously you want to just try to play with some pride out here. So Hawks come out in formation. Looks like Moore is not in. It looks like Dior Bradfield is going to be playing quarterback. He is a sophomore for the Hawks.
Yeah, that was a 16-yard punt.
He takes the snap, hands to the running back straight ahead, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by Dixon and also their 53, Martin. Give a credit to Jacob Smith on the assist there. 2nd down and 9 with 10-10 remaining in the ball game. The Lions just, looking to play with pride and get out of here with health as they look at homecoming with a tough Vista Ridge team coming in. Bradfield takes the snap, hands to the second back through Bell, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage there to make sure he's down number 26, Joseph Choto, and it's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and 9. So Bradfield looks over to the sideline, gets the signal, moves his backs where he thinks they should be, still continues to look at the coaching staff, gives the offensive line their blocking scheme, 9:20 and counting, 12 seconds on the play clock. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Bradfield takes the snap, fakes to the running back, and keeps straight ahead. He's wrapped up as he crosses the 30. They're going to mark him at the 29. Major Maiden there and Dyron Dixon, as well as number 23, and that is Caleb Reyes. 4th down for the Hawks, and they're going to go for it here on 4th down. So your line defense has an opportunity to get a 4th down stop here and give their offense the ball back and hopefully break this shutout.
Yeah, Caleb Reyes is one of the guys that knocked the ball out, number 23 on that kickoff return.
We're going to have a timeout for the Hawks. You want to read some scores there, Mark?
Yeah, Cedar Park is now up 48-7 over
keep adding
Rouse
to that lead
in the 3rd quarter. Wow, this is a heck of a game. Stony Point is now up 35-32 over Cedar Ridge with 9:20 left in the 4th. That's gone back and forth all night long. Round Rock is up 60-14 over Westwood, so they're going to remain undefeated along with Vandergrift, sorry. And then going back to the score with Vandergrift and Vista Ridge, it's 31-12 with 6:28 left in the 4th. And also Westlake is up 49-0 over Lehman.
Being an ex-Warrior, I hate to hear that score.
Again, I'm surprised that that offense didn't explode for more points there. It makes me wonder what potentially could be going on there if there's an injury or something. 4th down for the Hawks. They bring in a different quarterback, and they're going to get in a punt formation. And the punter rolls to his right and then pooches it. He hopes to get a corner kick, and he doesn't. It rolls into the end zone, so the Lions will have it at the 25-yard line. That punter, for your knowledge, is Brennan Dees. And so Lions will huddle on the sideline here. They got 8:29 left on the clock.
You want to see a positive drive. In fact, I would be pleased to not see the Lion defense on the field the rest of the game, because that means that you took the ball and you marched and ate up that clock and hopefully converted into points. Landry back in the game. Dotson, the running back. Shotgun formation, twin receivers on either side of the formation as the ball's marked right in the middle of the field at the 20. Landry takes the snap, fakes to Dotson, hits the man on a slant. He's over the 30 and carries over the 35 to the 38, where he is stopped by Bustamante, and it looks like that is going to be
number 10, Elijah De La Riva.
De La Riva with a reception, and so the Lions marching here with 8:06 left in the ball game. And again, you just want to play with pride at this point. As long as there's seconds on that clock, you should be fighting to be successful on that given play. First down, Landry takes the snap, hands to Dotson straight ahead. He's open over midfield. He's cut down there at about the 48 by Jamarvin Bradley, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the Hawk 48 for the Lions. And it looks like Loof will exit the field. I didn't see who came in for him, but it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Lions. They break the huddle. Dotson, the running back, Landry, the quarterback, 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Landry takes the snap. They hand to Dotson. He breaks into the second level and carries over the 45 to the 41, where he'll be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy of the line needed for the first down. It'll be 2nd down. Landry gets a quick call from the sideline, and Lions, their development of the offense isn't even to the point where you can play with too much tempo, because you really do have to huddle, because kids are still learning this offense. Landry's pass complete in the flat to De La Riva, and he carries it for the first down up to the 30-yard line, tackled by number 19, who's not on the roster, so maybe I read that number wrong.
Yeah, De La Riva, he's had a good year so far. We've called his name a lot. He's pretty consistent when he gets his hand on the ball.
I think that was Armstrong on that tackle. Shotgun formation, Landry, the quarterback, Dotson, the running back, 2 receivers either side of the formation. There's the snap. Landry hands to Dotson going off left guard. He picks up about 7 yards. They're going to mark him at the 24 of the Hawks, and the Lions continue to march, determined to try to knock that goose egg off the scoreboard here. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Lions in a huddle. They're not that worried about the clock at this point. Plenty of time to try to break that shutout. But and so you want to be sure you don't want to make a mistake down here. Shotgun formation, Dotson the running back. 2 receivers top of the formation, 1 at the bottom. They send Dotson in motion. Landry takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his right as he's flushed out. Looking to throw, pump fakes, and is able to run and pick up the first down at the 18-yard line. And so the Lions continue to march with 5:18 left on the clock.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Landry there to stay in bounds and pick up that first down.
And so the Lions will huddle up again, not in a huge hurry. There's 25 seconds still on the play clock, and it is counting down. Looks like we're going to have a change of footballs for some reason. Must have been something wrong with that one. The Lions get in formation. It's a shotgun with Dotson. 2 receivers to the wide side. Fake to Dotson, and they flip it out to De La Riva in the flat. He cuts up, spins at the 10, and they're going to knock him down right around the 11. The ball came out, but the referee was pointing that he was down, and it's 2nd down. And it's a gain of about 7 for De La Riva. Lions can get a first down by pushing the ball down to the 8-yard line. They have it now at the 12, and it's 2nd down.
I had to say something good about him, and then I jinxed him.
Well, he's still having a pretty good drive, and again, he didn't fumble because he was down.
That's right.
So, shotgun formation. Again, Dotson. Well, this is more of a pistol with Dotson behind Landry. And there's the snap, and they hand to Dotson. He runs off the right side behind, looks like Matai Carter, and is real close to the line to gain. He may be about a half yard short of the first down. Looks like they're going to mark him just outside the 9, and he needs the just inside the 9.
Yeah, not a bad place to be for third down.
About a yard short. Well, you're 2 down territory, obviously. 3:35 and counting here in the ball game. That's been decided long ago, really mid-second quarter.
Yeah.
But, again, the Lions building a program here. It's not a one-game build. It's going to take some time, and you have to start with a foundation, and you do that by taking pride in what you're doing. The handoff from Landry to Dotson on the right side, and he stopped shy of the yard to gain, and there is a penalty flag, and that'll stop the clock with 3:12.
Yeah, it looks like there may have been movement in the offense before the snap.
Of course there was. And that's the way the referee is angled to march off the yardage, and the white hat.
Telegraphing the penalties down there.
Let's see what he says. It's an illegal shift against the Lions. And so that will be a 5-yard penalty. It will remain third down, but it'll be third and about 6. They're going to put the ball at the 14.
Yeah, we talked about it in the one of the podcasts. The new coach and new offense, new defense coming in. In a professional program, it takes a little bit to get that going. So you can't expect, like you said, the one-game fix here at the high school level either.
Well, it's a difficult district, even for a 6A district. Landry takes the snap, throws the pass intended for Leonard. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 2:48. It'll be 4th down. And Coach Price has to decide, do you want to give Gaiman another shot to break the shutout?
And that's what he does.
And I'm going to have to agree with this decision. 7's not going to do you anything, but a 3 will at least take that goose egg off the scoreboard. And, of course, Hendrickson will probably bring everything, including the kitchen sink, at Gaiman in an attempt to try to block this and keep the shutout. Snap, hold, kick is up.
And it's good.
No good. Again, wide to the right. And Gaiman 0 for 3
not saying anything
this
ever again
evening.
On this field.
And the Lions will bring the defense out here with 2:43 remaining here in the ball game tonight. And, wow, that's tough because it should at the minimum be 44-9.
Yeah, he's had a tough night.
There's been close misses. It's not like he's way off on them. I mean, they're just outside that goalpost.
Well, and he's showing that he's got plenty of leg to make these kicks. And like you said, they haven't been shanks. They've been real close. So tough night for him.
Looks like Bradfield's going to come in at quarterback again on 1st and 10 for the Hawks. They have it at the 20. He takes the snap and he hands to the running back who breaks into the open on the right seam. That is Troy Keyrose on the carry. Or check that. It's actually Dalamar Darden on the carry.
Yeah, Nana Sarprong on the tackle, number 46.
Yeah, that's his 3rd tackle for the night.
And so it is now 1st and 10 for the Hawks. We're under 2 minutes at 1:56 and counting. Bradfield remains the quarterback for Hendrickson. And there's all kinds of discussion going on in the backfield. It's going to be a pistol formation. Bradfield has a running back behind him and 2 in front of him. Looks like they may be taking a knee, and that is what Bradfield will do. And that's likely going to be the ball game. The Lions do have a timeout, but after the frustration of that 3rd missed field goal, they're just looking to get out of here at this point. And so they'll move back to where Bradfield took his knee. It'll be 2nd down. That line of scrimmage will be the 35-yard line. Want everybody to remember that Monday night is the homecoming parade. It will leave the school on the baseball side of Lakeline. They'll march down to Osage, come up Osage, and then come up Baghdad to the front side of the school. The band will be leading the procession. There'll be players from the varsity and sub-varsity teams. Make sure you come out and get yourself a spot along the parade route so you can catch some candy. Show the Lions that you're here to support them, regardless of the results here tonight, that it's a long haul for the community, and we need the support from everyone. And so we ask that you come out. Typically Monday's a podcast night. I'm going to be calling Scott over at Bahama Bucks and seeing if we can hold that on Tuesday at Bahama Bucks. We'll see. We'll keep you updated. Check the social media pages. Check Leander Football, the Booster Club page on Facebook, or the team app.
Yeah.
And look for emails. But I think that's pretty much it for the evening. Band, we wish the Leander band luck. They looked good tonight. They have their first competition tomorrow as they work their way toward Grand Nationals in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that's about one of the only reasons you want to go to that state. No, I'm just kidding. I have relatives from there. I used to go every summer. So we'll be back with you soon. The podcast will be sometime next week at the very minimum. We'll see you on Friday at Bible as the Lions take on a pretty good Vista Ridge team for homecoming.
Yeah, don't forget to bring your lawn chairs and your neighbors to the homecoming parade.
And so for Gary Gutierrez, Mark Sickles, Jared Schmeiser, Mickey Holden, and Rich Hensley, thank you for listening to Lion Football and SHN Sports. We'll see you next time.
Good night.